Do you ever wake up feeling behind before the day begins? Imagine opening your eyes to quiet air pressing on your skin and knowing you have the power to shape every hour that follows. Today I will show you how to turn early mornings into your greatest advantage. You will learn to take control of your mind, body, and focus in the first moments after you wake. In this video, we will cover 20 simple actions that build confidence, energy, and clarity. You will see how drinking water, moving your body, and setting clear goals can change how you feel and what you achieve. Are you ready to break free from stress and live with purpose? Stay with me to discover life-changing habits that start with the first hour of your day. Let's begin this journey together and make tomorrow morning the moment everything changes. Subscribe now to get started. Chapter 1. Wake up early and take control of your mind. Wake up early and take control of your mind. That one simple habit could change the course of your entire life, not in a year, not someday, but starting tomorrow morning. Because the truth is, the moment you open your eyes, you're making a choice. You're either stepping into discipline or sliding into delay, and most people don't realize it, but their mind is already under someone else's control before their feet hit the floor. Your mind doesn't wait for your permission. If you don't guide it early, it starts drifting. It replays yesterday. It thinks about everything that's wrong. It finds problems before it sees possibilities. And if you don't stop it early, it will run the same loop all day long. That's why waking up early isn't just about time, it's about taking charge. It's about saying, I decide how this day starts. I decide what I think about. I decide who I'm going to be. The people who win in life are not always the smartest or the most talented, but they've trained their minds. And that training starts early, because the early hours are different. The world hasn't pulled you yet. Your phone hasn't pulled you. People haven't pulled you. You're not answering emails. You're answering yourself. That's your time. And if you use it right, it sets the tone for everything else. The reason most people never take control of their lives is because they've never taken control of their mornings. You want self-respect? Start by doing the one thing you don't feel like doing, getting up when the alarm rings. Not hitting snooze, not laying there waiting for motivation, just getting up. That's when the first battle of the day is won. And the moment you win that first battle, the rest becomes easier, because you're not reacting anymore, you're deciding. Waking up early gives you a head start on your thoughts. And if you've ever felt behind in life, this is where you start to get ahead, not by hoping, not by wishing, but by acting. When the sun rises and you're already up, already thinking, already deciding what matters, there's a confidence that builds. It's quiet at first, but it grows. You begin to believe in your ability to lead yourself. And once you believe you can lead yourself, no one else can lead you the wrong way. Control starts with clarity, and clarity comes when your mind isn't overloaded. Early in the morning, you're not dealing with noise, you're dealing with stillness. And that stillness is rare. It's also powerful. In that quiet space, you can actually hear yourself. You can think about your goals, your values, your priorities. You can remind yourself of what you want, not just what the world expects of you. And when you start your day with that kind of clarity, you stop falling into the trap of busyness. You stop mistaking movement for progress. You become more focused, more intentional, more deliberate, and people notice, because the person who walks into the day prepared always stands out, not because they're better, but because they're centered. Most people live on autopilot. They wake up at the last minute. They rush, they stress, they react, and then they wonder why they feel behind, why they feel empty, why they feel lost. The answer isn't in working harder, it's in starting better. If you start your day in chaos, it follows you. If you start your day with control, that control stays with you. And what's more powerful than controlling your mind? Think about it. Everything you do, everything you feel, everything you become starts with a thought. So if you can shape your thoughts early, you can shape your day. You don't have to wait for some outside breakthrough. You just have to win that first hour. That's when you remind your mind who's in charge. Now, I'll be honest, waking up early isn't always easy, especially at first. You're going to be tired. You're going to want to roll over. Your mind will come up with excuses, ones that sound reasonable. 5 more minutes won't hurt. I stayed up late. It's just one day. That's the old programming talking. That's comfort trying to pull you back. Don't listen. You don't need comfort. You need strength. And strength comes from pushing through what's hard. The most powerful people in the world have one thing in common. They don't wait to feel like doing it. They do it because it needs to be done. And that starts the second you wake up. You either get up or give up. There's no middle ground, because every time you choose ease, you weaken your will, and every time you choose action, you strengthen it. Waking up early doesn't just change your schedule, it changes your identity. It tells you, I do what's necessary, not what's comfortable. That's a powerful message to send to yourself every morning, and after a while, that message sticks. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of time and start seeing yourself as the one in charge of it. You'll notice something too. The earlier you wake up, the more you start to value your time. You stop wasting hours. You stop tolerating things that drain you. You stop saying yes to things that don't serve your vision. Why? Because you earned those hours. You paid for them in discipline. And once you've earned something, you protect it. That's what early rising teaches you, ownership. And once you own your morning, you can own your life, because every goal you have, every dream, every desire, it all needs space, it needs energy, it needs focus, and you don't find those things in the middle of chaos. You find them in the calm. You find them when the world is still asleep and you're already up, already moving, already becoming who you said you would become. People ask, what's the best way to build confidence? The answer is simple. Do what you said you would do, especially when it's hard, especially when no one's watching. That's what early mornings give you, a private victory, one that nobody can take from you. And once you start stacking those private victories, you stop looking for validation from the outside. You don't need it anymore, because you've got proof. You've got evidence. You've got a pattern. Your mornings create your pattern, and that pattern becomes your identity, and identity is stronger than motivation. You don't need to feel inspired every day. You just need to become someone who acts no matter how they feel. That's what real growth looks like. Not flashy, not glamorous, just real. Some mornings will be harder than others, but those are the ones that count the most. Those are the mornings when discipline is built, when character is formed, when self-respect is earned, and nobody can give that to you. You have to go get it, day by day, step by step, one early morning at a time. And here's the truth. The world isn't going to slow down for you. It's going to keep moving. Time's going to keep ticking. And you've got two choices. Let it pass you by or meet it head on. Every morning you wake up early, you're telling the world, I'm ready. I'm not waiting anymore. I'm building something. And that message changes you. It makes you braver, sharper, more grounded. You begin to notice the little things, the quiet in the air, the way your mind starts to clear, the fact that you're already winning while others are still sleeping. And it's not about being better than anyone else. It's about finally being better than who you were yesterday. That's the real win. So if you're tired of feeling stuck, if you're done making excuses, if you want to start living with purpose, then take back your mornings. Start by getting up early, before the noise, before the pressure, before the distractions. Use that time to think, to plan, to grow. Use that time to take control, because the truth is, nobody's going to do it for you. No one's coming to knock on your door and say, today's your day. You have to decide that for yourself, and the best place to make that decision is when the world is still dark, and your mind is still yours, and your future is still open. You want change? Start here. Start now. Start tomorrow morning. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for life to slow down. Just wake up early. Win the first hour. Take control of your mind, and you'll start to feel what it's like to win the day, every single day. Chapter 2. Get out of bed and stop negotiating with yourself. The second your eyes open, the conversation begins. It's quiet, but it's powerful. You hear it, that voice that says, just stay a little longer. You didn't sleep enough. It's okay to rest today. It sounds reasonable. It sounds caring, but it's not helping you grow. That voice is comfortable. It's familiar. And if you keep listening to it, you'll keep waking up to the same life you say you want to change. You don't need more sleep. You need more control. You don't need another 10 minutes. You need a reason strong enough to stand on, because the truth is, the only thing standing between where you are and where you could be is that moment, that 5-second window where you either get up or give in, and the longer you wait, the weaker you become, not physically, but mentally. Every day you stay in bed after the alarm, you're not just delaying your day, you're delaying your growth. You're reinforcing the idea that comfort wins, that feelings decide, that you can push life off until you're ready. But life doesn't wait for readiness. It rewards action. The people who build meaningful lives don't have easier mornings. They just stop negotiating with the part of them that wants to play it safe. Discipline isn't built when things are convenient. It's built when things are uncomfortable. Getting out of bed early when your body wants rest but your future needs action. That's the kind of moment that changes people. Because when you stand up before you feel like it, you prove to yourself that you are in charge. And that proof carries into everything else you do. It strengthens your decisions. It hardens your resolve. The longer you negotiate with your comfort, the harder it gets to leave it. That negotiation is where dreams die, not in some dramatic moment, but in that quiet internal battle where you keep hitting snooze on your own potential. You say you'll start tomorrow. You say today doesn't matter. You say it's not that big a deal, but it is, because every habit is a vote, and every time you stay in bed after the alarm, you're voting for the life you said you don't want. The truth is, you're not tired. You're uncommitted. If your house was on fire, you'd get up. If you had to catch a flight, you'd get up. If your job was on the line, you'd get up. So why not get up when your future is on the line? Why not move with the same urgency for your own growth? The reason is simple. You haven't trained yourself to respond to your goals with the same seriousness you respond to emergencies. But you can. And it starts by removing the option to negotiate. When the alarm goes off, you move, not because it feels good, not because it's easy, but because you said you would. That's how self-trust is built. You don't need to feel inspired. You just need to stop lying to yourself. Stop saying you're going to change and then making excuses in the same breath. Stop telling yourself this morning doesn't matter when it's the foundation of everything that does. The moment you stop giving yourself a way out is the moment you find a way forward. Your brain is always going to offer you the comfortable choice. That's what it's designed to do. But you're not here to live a life designed by comfort. You're here to live a life that matters, and that means learning how to lead yourself. You can't lead others if you can't lead your own body out of bed in the morning. You think success is about big moments, but it's not. It's about micro decisions. The decision to rise when it's dark. The decision to move before the world expects anything from you. The decision to act without permission. Those are the choices that build strong people, not just on the outside, but on the inside, where confidence comes from, where grit is born. There's no shortcut. You either get up or you don't. You either follow through or you fall behind. And every day you practice one of those two patterns. You think you're just getting extra rest, but what you're really doing is teaching your mind to disobey your goals. You're telling yourself that how you feel matters more than what you've committed to. And that's a dangerous message to repeat. You don't have to love the process. You just have to respect it. Respect the time you've been given. Respect the vision you say you believe in. And that respect shows up in action, not intention. You can write all the goals in the world, but if you don't get up and move toward them, they stay dreams, and dreams without discipline become regrets. You want momentum. Start by not giving yourself a choice. Stand up when the alarm rings. Move your legs. Put your feet on the ground. Do something with urgency. The brain follows the body. The mood follows motion. Stop waiting to feel ready. That feeling never shows up on its own. It shows up when you act in spite of discomfort. That's when you feel strong. Not when you give in, but when you push through. You've been given a life, and every day you get to decide if you'll take it seriously. That decision starts the second your alarm rings. You either keep promises to yourself, or you keep making excuses. And the longer you choose excuses, the easier it gets to believe them. But the moment you stop negotiating, the moment you say enough, that's when everything starts to shift. You don't need to do everything today. You just need to do the first thing. Get up, move, show yourself that you can win the first challenge of the day. That win builds your confidence. It gives you momentum. It makes the rest of the day easier because you started strong. Most people never feel strong because they never start. They wait, they delay, and then they wonder why nothing changes. You're not weak. You're just stuck in a cycle of delay, and you break that cycle with one decision. No more talk, no more debate, no more back and forth. When the alarm goes off, the day begins. You rise, you move, you stop giving power to the part of you that's comfortable and start feeding the part of you that's hungry. You'll never regret getting out of bed with purpose. You'll never look back and say, I wish I stayed in bed longer, but you will regret the days you chose ease over effort. You will regret the opportunities you missed because you weren't ready, and the only way to be ready is to show up before the world expects it. Every successful person you admire had mornings they didn't want to face, but they didn't let that stop them. They made a decision, not just once, but daily, and that's what you need. A decision that's not open for discussion, a standard that doesn't change when it's cold or dark or hard. You're not just getting out of bed, you're getting out of your own way. You're stepping into the person you said you wanted to be, and that starts before the sun rises. That starts in silence, in stillness, when no one's watching and nothing's guaranteed. But that's what makes it powerful, because that's when your character is shaped, not in public but in private. So stop the negotiation. It's not helping you. It's keeping you stuck. Get up, stand up, move, begin the day on your terms, and remind yourself with action that you are not here to coast. You're here to grow, one early decision at a time. Chapter 3. Use the silence to plan what really matters today. The early hours offer something most people never tap into. Quiet, no noise from the outside world, no pressure, no opinions, just you, your mind, and the space to finally think clearly. This is where clarity lives. Before the phone starts buzzing, before the world starts making demands, before anyone can interrupt your thoughts. And yet most people waste this time. They fill it with distractions, or they sleep right through it, not realizing they're throwing away the one chance they have each day to get honest with themselves. The silence is not just empty, it's powerful. It gives you space to focus on what actually matters. You don't need more hours in the day. You need more direction. That comes from thinking, not reacting. That comes from being intentional, not busy. The silence in the morning is your time to sit down and ask yourself real questions. What matters to me today? What am I avoiding? What do I need to finish that I've been pushing off? What's one decision I can make right now that moves my life forward? These aren't questions you answer on the fly. These are questions you sit with, and the quiet makes room for answers. You can't plan a meaningful life when you're surrounded by noise. You can't set priorities if you're rushing to meet everyone else's. You need the stillness to hear yourself. You need time to listen, not just to your thoughts, but to what you've been ignoring, your doubts, your goals, your responsibilities. The silence strips away the excuses and gives you a clean place to think from. It's not about having a perfect plan, it's about having an honest one. Most people don't think about their life, they just react to it. They wake up late, rush out the door and spend the day trying to catch up. But catching up isn't the same as leading. You can't lead your life if you're always behind it. That's why the silence is your advantage. It gives you time to step ahead before the chaos begins. And it doesn't take hours, it takes intention. 10 minutes of clear thinking in the morning is more valuable than 10 hours of scattered effort. This is not about becoming some productivity machine. This is about learning how to focus your energy. You have a limited supply of time, emotion, and attention. If you don't decide where that goes, other people will decide for you. Planning in the quiet morning allows you to claim your time before it's taken. You decide where your focus goes. You choose what gets your attention, and you learn to say no to what doesn't serve your progress. You don't need to fix your whole life in the morning. You just need to get clear about today. What one thing, if finished, would move your life forward? What can't you afford to delay anymore? What's eating at you in the background that you need to face head on? This is the time to map it out, to break it into steps, to decide what comes first, without emotion, without pressure, just logic, direction, and honesty. The truth is, most people don't struggle from lack of time. They struggle from lack of focus, and focus comes from clarity. The morning silence gives you a chance to strip away everything that doesn't matter. You're not distracted. You're not overwhelmed. You're not performing for anyone. You're just with yourself, and that space gives you control, because when you're clear about what matters, it becomes easier to ignore what doesn't. The silence is not the enemy, it's the gift, but only if you use it. If you fill it with scrolling, noise, or mental clutter, you lose the edge. But if you use it to slow down, breathe, and think clearly, it becomes the most valuable part of your day. This is where strategy is built, where purpose is set, where regret is avoided. When you don't take time to think, you give your power away. You end up working on things that don't matter. You fill your time with effort, but not impact. You feel tired but not fulfilled, and that builds resentment, not toward other people, but toward yourself, because deep down, you know you're capable of more. You know you've been avoiding the hard choices, and the silence is the one place you can't hide from that truth. You don't need 100 goals. You need a few clear ones, and you need a plan to move on them. That plan is built in quiet moments. It's built when the world is still asleep, when the distractions are gone, when there's nothing left to blame, just you and your next move. This is how you take your life back. Not by waiting for some big moment, but by using the small ones that most people ignore. Sit down, turn everything off, and ask yourself, what's one thing I can finish today that I won't regret? That question alone can change the shape of your day. Most people fill their day with what's urgent, but what's urgent isn't always important. In fact, the most important things rarely feel urgent. They don't scream for attention. They don't demand anything. They sit quietly and wait for you to stop and notice. That's why the morning silence is so important. It allows you to notice, to reflect, to decide. This is not about being productive. This is about being purposeful. You're not just trying to do more. You're trying to do what matters. And if you don't make time to define what that is, you'll waste your energy doing things that don't change your life. This is where the real work begins. Not in the action, but in the planning, the clarity, the willingness to sit down and be honest about what you're doing and why you're doing it. Most people skip this step. They jump straight into work. But without direction, all that work leads nowhere. You don't need to be busier. You need to be more deliberate. Use the silence. It's where confidence is built. When you know what needs to be done, and you've thought through your steps, you move with strength. You're not reacting to the day, you're driving it, and that energy compounds. You begin to feel more certain, more calm, more in control. That control doesn't come from knowing everything. It comes from knowing what matters most. This isn't complicated. You wake up early. You sit with yourself. You take out a pen or open a page. You write what needs to get done. Not 10 things, not everything, just what matters. You write it clearly. You look at it. You think about how you'll start. That's your edge. That's what sets you apart. Not talent, not luck, just clear, focused, early planning. You don't need to follow someone else's schedule. You don't need to chase other people's goals. You just need to get honest with yourself. What do you care about? What's bothering you? What have you been pushing off that you know matters? What does your future self need from you today? That's what the silence is for, to answer those questions, to take action based on them. And if you do this consistently, even for a few minutes each morning, your entire life will shift. You'll stop wasting time. You'll stop chasing distractions. You'll stop blaming the world for your confusion, because now you'll know. You'll know what you're working toward. You'll know what you're avoiding. And most importantly, you'll know what to do next. Chapter 4. Feel your feet hit the floor and start moving forward. When your feet hit the floor in the morning, everything changes. That's the moment where talk ends and action begins. The decision to get up was the first win. But now it's time to back it with movement. You can't stay standing still. You can't linger, hoping motivation shows up and carries you through. Life doesn't reward hesitation, it rewards momentum. And momentum starts the second you move. Not when you feel like it, not when it's convenient. Now, when your body wakes up and your feet touch the ground, you send a message to your mind. You tell it, we're doing this. Not maybe, not later, right now. That physical signal is more powerful than any motivational quote, any video, any podcast, because your body understands truth. It understands action. It understands that when you move forward, you mean business. You are no longer living in the past. You are not waiting on the future. Odals, you are here, and you are stepping into the day. That first physical movement sets your rhythm. It sets your tone. The way you carry yourself in that moment influences the way you carry yourself all day. Are you dragging? Are you stalling? Are you reluctant? Then don't be surprised if everything feels heavier than it should. But if you move forward with purpose, even if it's slow, even if it's hard, you send a signal to your mind and your spirit that today matters, that your time matters, that you are taking the day seriously. Most people live their lives on autopilot. They get up, they go through the motions, and they never pause to realize how much power they're wasting. But not you. You have the chance right now to do something most never do. Wake up and be present. To feel your feet on the floor and recognize what that means. It means you're alive. It means you have time. It means you have energy to use and a direction to choose. That's not small. That's everything. You don't need to make 100 decisions right away. You just need to make one. Get up and move. Don't talk yourself into another 5 minutes. Don't give yourself time to doubt. Your mind will always look for the easy way out. But your body wants to move. Your body knows that once you start, everything else becomes easier. You build energy as you go. You build confidence with every step. And that starts when you stop lying in bed and put your weight into the world. There's something grounding about feeling the floor under your feet. That connection reminds you, you're not lost. You're not behind. You're not powerless. You're here, and you can build from here. You can choose your next step. You can change your approach. You can create momentum with nothing more than your decision to move. That's how transformation happens. Not in big leaps, in small decisive actions repeated every day. You don't need a perfect morning routine. You don't need to follow someone else's plan. You need to move with purpose, stretch, breathe, stand tall, walk with your head up, speak with strength. Look around and recognize that this day is not just another box to check. It's a chance to get stronger. It's a chance to build something real. It's a chance to say, I'm here and I'm not backing down. The second you move forward, you take control. You stop waiting, you stop hoping, you stop stalling. The mind can get clouded with doubts and emotions, but the body understands motion. It grounds you, it activates you, it lifts you out of your head and into the moment. That's why you need to feel that contact between your feet and the ground. Don't rush it, be in it. That's how you start building direction instead of just chasing comfort. The truth is, comfort has stolen more dreams than failure ever has. It whispers to you in the morning. It says, stay here, wait a little longer. You can try later, but that voice is not your friend. That voice wants you weak. That voice wants you distracted. That voice wants you living on pause. And every time you listen to it, you get a little further from who you could be. But when you choose to move, you silence that voice. You take back your strength. Don't underestimate how powerful the first step of your day is. When you wake up early and put your feet on the floor, you're making a choice most people won't make. You're choosing discomfort over delay. You're choosing action over excuses. And that choice builds you. It reshapes your identity. You're no longer the person who waits for the perfect moment. You're the one who creates the moment, who moves forward, even when you don't feel ready. That's what separates winners from watchers. You're not meant to stay stuck in your head. You're meant to build. You're meant to grow. You're meant to use your time with intention. But that begins by getting out of thought and into action. You've already woken up. Now you move. You don't wait for the day to push you. You push yourself into the day. Every time you feel your weight hit the floor, know this: you're taking responsibility. And that is where all strength begins. You might not have all the answers yet. You might still feel tired. You might not even feel clear, but none of that matters as much as your decision to begin. The energy comes from the doing. The clarity comes from the commitment. You get sharper as you move. You get stronger as you act. And the only way to break through your old limits is to stop entertaining the voice that tells you to wait. There is a difference between being tired and being disconnected. When you're tired, rest helps. When you're disconnected, rest makes it worse. Because the issue isn't your energy, it's your direction. You don't feel tired because you've done too much. You feel tired because you've done too little of what matters, and you won't feel better until you start moving toward it. So feel the floor, feel your muscles, feel your breath. This is not just about waking up, it's about coming alive. You're not here to repeat the past, you're here to write the future, but writing it takes movement. And movement begins the moment you take that first real step into the day. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have all the motivation in the world. You just need to move forward. That decision alone sets everything else in motion. That decision says, I don't need to feel ready to act. I act because I've made the choice to live this day on my terms. You've got today. You've got a body that can move. You've got a mind that can choose. Don't waste that. Don't drift. Don't hide. Get up and walk into the world like it matters, because it does. What you do today matters. What you finish today counts. And none of that starts until you feel your feet hit the ground and decide it's time to move. Not because it's easy, not because you feel like it, but because you said you would. And that's the kind of strength that changes lives. Chapter 5. Drink water early and give your body a fresh start. You wake up early and you move forward. Yes, but there's one more thing that tells your body the day has truly begun. Water. Pure, simple, and powerful. The moment you drink water in the morning, you do something deeper than just quenching thirst. You're giving your body permission to reset, to wake up fully, to heal, to clean itself from the inside. You're not just hydrating, you're giving your system what it needs to function, to perform, and to carry you through every task you've decided matters today. Most people don't think about it. They rush into their day without caring what their body actually needs. They pour coffee into a dry system. They ignore the signals. They live on stimulants. But if you really want to win the day, you've got to think different. You've got to treat your body with respect from the very start. The truth is, you've been asleep for 6, 7, maybe 8 hours. During that time, your body has been doing the quiet work, repairing, regulating, clearing out toxins, trying to keep you alive and well. The least you can do is give it some clean water when you wake. Water isn't just a drink, it's a command. When you drink it early, you tell your body it's time to come alive. It's time to flush out the waste, to lubricate the joints, to activate your brain, to give your heart the support it needs. That first glass of water is not just for your thirst, it's for your cells, it's for your blood, it's for your energy. You don't need a fancy smoothie, you don't need an expensive supplement, you need water first thing, without delay. You see, discipline isn't just about what time you wake up, it's about how you treat your body once you're awake. Your health is not something you fix after it breaks, it's something you protect every single morning. And drinking water is one of the easiest, fastest, and most overlooked ways to do that. One small act, one decision, and yet it sets the tone for everything else. You're saying, I care enough to start clean, I care enough to fuel properly, I care enough not to wait for problems before I act. Your mind feels clearer after water. That's not imagination, that's biology. Your brain is mostly water, your organs are water, your digestion, your metabolism, your focus all depend on water. You can be sharp or you can be sluggish, and most people choose sluggish, not because they want to, but because they never take the time to understand what their body actually needs. But you can do better. You can be the one who chooses to lead their body instead of ignore it. You don't need to chug a gallon, just a simple clean glass, slowly, intentionally, not while scrolling your phone, not while rushing through your morning. Stand still, hold it in your hands, feel the coolness, pay attention. This isn't just routine, this is your agreement with your future self. You're saying, I will treat this body with care because I expect it to carry me through every hard decision, every meaningful conversation, every goal that truly matters to me. You can have all the ambition in the world. You can write down goals, make plans, schedule everything to the minute. But if you neglect the physical side, if you ignore the basics, your body will pull the handbrake when you need acceleration. The engine won't run right. You'll feel off. Your emotions will be harder to manage. Your clarity will be fuzzy. You'll work harder just to feel okay. That's the cost of neglect. That's the silent price you pay when you skip the small things. Water first thing is not about being extreme. It's about being honest. Ask yourself, what do I really want from my day? Focus, strength, energy, confidence? Good. Then start by giving your body what it's actually asking for. Not sugar, not caffeine, not fake motivation. Water, the most basic and the most essential. The thing your cells scream for, especially after a night of fasting. When you build that habit, one glass of water first thing, you begin to build momentum in a way that matters. You're not just saying I'm up early. You're saying I'm awake in every sense of the word. I'm conscious of my actions. I'm aware of what serves me and what doesn't. I'm not blindly reacting to cravings or culture. I'm creating a system that works, a system that supports me. And that's what most people miss. They want success. They want discipline. But they ignore the systems. They ignore the small pieces. They want big wins with no foundation. That's like trying to build a house with no frame. It won't last. You can't push through fatigue and distraction if your body's not on your side, and you won't get your body on your side until you start treating it like your partner, not your servant. Water wakes up your digestion. It prepares you for food. It signals your brain that things are starting. It's like flipping the switch on a machine. Without it, the system stutters. With it, everything flows. You might not feel the shift immediately, but over time that one habit will carry so much value. It prevents so many little problems before they show up. You'll notice you're less irritable, less foggy, more balanced. It's not glamorous, it's not exciting, but that's where the real power lives, in the boring decisions most people skip. That's what separates the strong from the scattered. You don't chase hype, you honor the principles, you do what works, and water in the morning works. It's not a theory, it's not a trend, it's a basic truth. It has always been true, and it will always be true. When your body starts clean, you feel in control. That's what so many people are missing. They don't feel in charge of their day because they don't feel in charge of themselves. And they don't feel in charge of themselves because their habits are chaotic. They're inconsistent. They're reactive. But when you start the day with intention, when you hydrate with purpose, you feel the power return, not instantly, but steadily, stronger and stronger each day. You'll notice your choices shift. You'll crave better foods. You'll move more easily. You'll sleep better. Not because of some complicated trick, just because you started giving your body what it's always needed. And when your body works right, your mind follows. You make better decisions. You speak with more clarity. You follow through instead of falling apart. All because you honored one simple act the moment you woke. This is how you earn momentum before the world even wakes up. Not by doing everything, but by doing the right few things. Drinking water might seem small, but it anchors your morning. It keeps you from drifting. It gives you a fixed point. You don't start the day reacting. You start by leading yourself. And that, more than anything else, is what builds the life you want. So tomorrow morning, when you wake up early, before you open your inbox, before you check your phone, walk to the kitchen, fill a glass, drink slowly, breathe, don't rush, know what you're doing. You are not just following a routine, you are building a foundation. A stronger you begins with a cleaner start, and that cleaner start begins with water. No fanfare, no excuses, just discipline, just respect, just a decision you make without fail. Keep it simple, keep it strong, drink water early, and give your body what it's been waiting for. The more you do that, the more you'll realize you're not behind, you're not stuck, you're not broken, you were just dehydrated, and now you're coming back to life, one glass at a time, one day at a time, building strength where most people stay weak. That's how you win the day, by starting with what truly matters. Chapter 6. Write your goals before distractions take your focus. Every day starts with a choice, a decision that says, I will lead or I will follow. And the truth is, most people start their day already behind. Not because they lack ambition, not because they don't want more, but because they haven't taken 5 quiet minutes to get clear about what they truly want. You can't chase what you haven't defined, and if you don't define your direction early, life will define it for you. The phone will start buzzing, the emails will start rolling in, the noise will find you, and by the time you look up, the day has already decided where your energy will go. You need to write your goals down before the world gets to you, before your attention is pulled in every direction. You've got to sit down with a blank page and ask yourself what matters most today. Not what looks urgent, not what other people expect, what actually matters to you. What progress do you want to see? What actions will move you closer to your vision? Write it down, make it real, don't leave it floating in your head. The mind is full of distractions, but the page is honest. Most people underestimate how powerful a written goal can be. They think about what they want, they talk about it sometimes, but they never capture it in writing, so it slips away. They forget, they drift, and they live reactively, doing what's in front of them instead of what's meaningful to them. That's not discipline, that's survival, and it's no way to build a strong life. When you take the time to write your goals early, you are making a powerful statement. You're saying, this is where I'm going, this is what I'm building, this is who I've decided to become. You don't wait until you feel motivated. You don't wait until things are quiet. You make the space, you take the lead, you decide what this day will mean. Writing goals isn't just about getting things done. It's about staying conscious. It's about keeping your inner world clear and focused, even when the outside world feels noisy and chaotic. Your mind is a garden. If you don't plant intentional thoughts, distractions will grow like weeds. And distractions don't care about your future. They only care about your attention. They steal your energy one notification at a time, one pointless task at a time, one empty hour at a time. And then you wonder why you're exhausted by noon. You wonder why your goals still feel far away. You wonder why you worked all day and still feel behind. It's because you didn't start with intention. You didn't start with clarity. You didn't write it down. The moment you write it, the moment your hand puts words on paper, it becomes more than a dream. It becomes a plan, a map, a personal mission. But here's the part most people miss. You don't write goals once a year. You don't write them once a month. You write them every single day. Why? Because every day brings a new challenge. Every day brings a new mood, a new distraction, a new pressure. You have to remind yourself of what matters. Not occasionally, daily. The act of writing is not just a task, it's training. You're training your focus, you're training your willpower, you're telling your mind, this is what matters to me, don't forget it. And here's what happens when you do this. You begin to feel more in control. You start your day with structure instead of stress. You wake up and you know what needs to be done, not because the world told you, but because you decided. You're no longer chasing approval. You're no longer letting the outside world decide how you feel. You've set your compass. You've chosen the direction. And that's rare. It only takes 5 minutes, maybe 10. Sit down, grab a pen, no phone, no noise, no input from the outside. Just you and the page. Ask yourself, what do I want from this day? Be honest. Don't write what sounds good. Write what feels real. Maybe it's progress on a work project. Maybe it's quality time with someone you love. Maybe it's one hard conversation you've been avoiding. Whatever it is, write it. Be clear. Be specific. Don't just say be productive. That means nothing. Write what you will do. Write why it matters. Make it personal. The page won't judge you. It won't rush you. It won't interrupt you. It will simply reflect what you care about. And once it's written, you've made a commitment. That's not pressure, that's power. Because now you know what to say yes to, and you know what to say no to. Most people don't know what to say no to. That's why their calendar fills up with other people's priorities. But if your goals are written, it becomes obvious. You see the distractions for what they are, detours from your real path. And don't worry if your goals feel small. Don't worry if they're messy. The point is not perfection. The point is direction. You're giving your brain something to aim at. You're telling your emotions where to go. You're choosing the shape of your day before the day shapes you. And over time, this simple act changes everything. You start showing up different. You become less reactive, more deliberate, more patient. You don't panic when things go wrong because you have a North Star. You're not running in circles. You're moving with purpose. You feel more energy, not because you drank more coffee, but because your actions are finally aligned with your values. That's what clarity gives you. It frees up your energy. It simplifies your decisions. It cuts through the noise. And you get that clarity by writing every morning, before the world gets loud, before the demands start piling up, before your phone steals your focus. Sit down and decide what matters. Don't wait for the world to slow down. It won't. You have to create the silence. You have to protect those first moments of your day and use them wisely. When you start your day this way, something else happens. You stop wasting your time on things that don't move the needle. You stop checking meaningless boxes. You stop confusing busyness with progress. You become ruthless about how you spend your hours. And that's a good thing. Because your time is not unlimited, your energy is not infinite. Every day you live distracted is a day you never get back, and that should bother you, not to make you feel guilty, but to make you wake up. It's not about being perfect. You won't follow every goal exactly. That's okay. But you'll be 10 times closer than if you had no direction at all. Goals don't guarantee success, but they create the conditions for success. They focus your actions. They simplify your choices. They protect your attention. And in a world that's constantly trying to steal your attention, that's priceless. So if you really want to win the day, don't just wake up early. Don't just drink water. Don't just move your body. Sit down, get quiet, and write. Put your goals in front of you. Make them real. Let them guide you. Let them shape how you walk into your day. Do it before the phone. Do it before the chaos. Do it because you respect your time and your future too much to leave it to chance. And if you do that every day, just that one act, you will begin to live on a level most people never reach. Not because you're better, but because you chose to be clear. And clarity, more than anything, is what turns good days into great ones. That's how you lead yourself. That's how you build a life that matters. That's how you win the day before the day even begins. Chapter 7. Train your body early and build unshakable discipline. Training your body early in the day is more than just a habit. It is a declaration that you control your actions and your life. When you rise and choose movement before anything else, you are telling yourself that discipline matters more than comfort. The first step out of bed, the first stretch, the first breath taken with intention, these actions start a chain reaction that defines the whole day. Discipline is not about being perfect. It's about choosing what matters over what's easy. When you train your body early, you are building a foundation for every choice that follows. The body remembers. Every time you move it, every time you push it a little further, you are rewiring your brain to understand what commitment looks like. You create signals inside yourself that say, I am capable, I am consistent, I follow through. This is important because without the body's cooperation, the mind will lose its edge. Energy fades, motivation wanes, and distractions creep in. But when you train the body, you replenish your reserves of willpower. You prime your mind to handle challenges. You build an unshakable foundation that helps you face whatever comes. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Training your body early each day is the perfect way to exercise this muscle. It doesn't matter if it's a simple walk, a few push-ups, or a full workout. What matters is that you start, that you show up for yourself first. This act reinforces that your goals are serious. Your plans are not just dreams, they are backed by action. When your body acts on your intentions, your mind follows suit. Starting early also gives you a mental edge. The world is quiet in the morning. There are fewer distractions, no emails demanding your attention, no urgent calls pulling you away. This quiet time allows you to focus on your own power and your own progress. Moving your body early means you start the day with momentum. You don't wait for energy to come to you. You create it. You decide how you will feel before the outside world tries to decide for you. Discipline built through morning training spills over into every part of life. It makes decision-making easier. You become less likely to procrastinate because you've already shown yourself what it means to take control. It makes resisting temptation simpler because you've already practiced saying no to comfort. It gives you confidence because every morning you prove to yourself that you can follow through. This daily habit is a quiet victory that compounds over time. The discomfort you feel at first is temporary. It's a test. The body doesn't want to change. It wants to stay comfortable. But you are stronger than that resistance. You don't let the body's initial protest dictate your day. Instead, you push through it. You honor the part of yourself that knows growth requires effort. Over time, that discomfort fades and is replaced by strength and energy. You don't dread the morning anymore because it's your time, your moment of power. Training your body early is also a gift to your mind. Physical movement releases chemicals that clear the fog and sharpen focus. It raises your mood and lowers stress. When you exercise in the morning, you set a tone of calm and clarity. You prepare yourself to think clearly and respond wisely. You prevent the mind from becoming overwhelmed by pressure or anxiety because you've already balanced it with movement. This balance between body and mind is critical for long-lasting success. Discipline doesn't mean you have to train hard every morning. It means you must be consistent, even on days you don't feel like it, even on days when sleep was short or life is complicated. Showing up is the real test. It's the practice of commitment, not the intensity of the workout, that builds discipline. A small action repeated daily beats a big action done once. That's how champions are made, not in bursts of effort, but in steady steps forward. This practice also teaches you patience and respect for yourself. You learn that growth takes time. You don't expect immediate results. You don't punish yourself for setbacks. Instead, you keep moving. You listen to your body and respond with care and effort. You celebrate small wins. You build trust in yourself because you show up day after day. That trust becomes the backbone of your discipline. The environment matters too. Setting yourself up to train early means creating a space where success is easier. Prepare your clothes the night before. Clear a corner for your movement. Have water ready. Make your environment a partner in your discipline. Remove excuses. When the morning comes, your path is clear. All that's left is to act. When discipline is built this way, it creates ripple effects. You start making better choices throughout the day. Your eating habits improve. Your work ethic strengthens. Your relationships benefit because you have more energy and patience. You become a person who delivers on promises, especially the promises made to yourself, and that changes everything. Discipline is a personal victory over chaos. In a world that encourages distraction and comfort, training your body early is a bold statement. It says you will not settle, you will not be passive. You choose action over hesitation. You choose strength over weakness. You choose progress over comfort. And when you live this way, you don't just win the day, you win your life. Because life doesn't wait, time doesn't slow down, opportunity doesn't knock twice. But discipline gives you the power to face these realities with confidence and courage. You build a fortress of habit that protects your dreams and fuels your ambitions. The journey isn't always easy. It requires sacrifice. It demands courage. But nothing worth achieving comes without effort. The body you want, the energy you need, the discipline you seek, they are waiting for you in those early moments before the world wakes. They are earned with every movement you make before the sun rises. Choose to train your body early. Choose to build discipline one morning at a time. Choose to lead your life with strength and intention, because that choice is the foundation of everything you want to accomplish. The moment you commit to this is the moment you step into a new kind of power, steady, unshakable and real, and that power is yours to claim every single morning. Chapter 8. Make your bed and show yourself you follow through. Feeding the habit of follow-through starts the moment you make your bed. That simple act speaks volumes. It says you care about details and you honor your commitments. A tidy bed isn't just about cleanliness, it's a sign you're someone who stands by your decisions. When you make your bed, you're sending a message to yourself. I finish what I start, I'm in control. That message echoes through every part of your day. Notice this. When the bed is left unmade, a small chaos lingers. It whispers excuses. But when you take 2 minutes to straighten sheets, smooth covers and place pillows, you're tidying your space and your mind. You're demonstrating that you don't just start things, you finish them. And finishing matters more than starting, because life is made of completed actions, not intentions. Most people overlook this daily opportunity. They think making the bed is trivial, but success is built on small habits that build confidence. That first completed task shapes your identity. You start the day not as someone who struggles to begin, but as someone who finishes. That mindset carries through meetings, emails, workouts, conversations. It shapes your expectations for yourself. I do what I say. When you make the bed, you don't need to shout your victory. No one may notice, but inside you feel it. You feel grounded. You feel aligned. You feel capable. That moment of quiet completion sets the tone. Today, I don't leave loose ends. Today, I close what I open. Today, I follow through. Let's be clear, making the bed isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. It's about the act, not the result. Your bed might still look messy to someone else. That's okay. What matters is you performed the act that builds reliability. You exercised discipline and showed respect to yourself. That speaks to your character. And here's the ripple effect. The mental clarity you gain from finishing one thing spills into everything else you do. Your tasks feel more manageable. Your decisions feel sharper. You become someone who completes projects rather than abandons them half-finished. You move through your day, carrying small victories that add up to real momentum. Some mornings may feel rushed. You may think skipping bed making saves time, but that lost moment costs more than 2 minutes. It costs your inner confidence. When you skip that act, you skip the chance to remind yourself that you're dependable. You signal that shortcuts are acceptable. And once you let that mindset in, it spreads until you're surprised by where it's taken you. Use the bed-making moment as a ritual. Take a breath, smooth the sheets, adjust the pillows, notice the texture of the fabric, appreciate the effort it takes to care for your space. That mindfulness reinforces your emotional strength. You're not just doing a chore, you're reinforcing your identity as someone who acts with intention and integrity. That identity isn't built in big moments, it's built in small, consistent actions. People who achieve great things don't just dream, they do. They don't just promise, they perform. They don't just talk, they follow through. And it all starts here, in a quiet bedroom, in a simple habit, in a moment only you see. You may wonder, will making the bed really make a difference? It won't solve every problem, but it will train you. It will strengthen your follow-through. It will remind you daily that your word holds value, even the word you give yourself first. You will trust yourself more. You will feel more capable, and that feeling will echo into challenges that morning never touched. Your bed is where the day begins. How you treat it matters. When you take care of your space, you take care of your mind. You honor the process. You teach yourself that after rest, action follows. That's how winners start. That's how progress begins. A clean bed is proof you are serious. You care enough to complete what you start. That level of care builds foundations that last. In the quiet of morning, no one may see you make that bed, but inside you'll see yourself clearer, and the rest of the world will feel that clarity and strength as you walk through it. Because the world responds to people who don't just rise, they rise and shine through action, purpose, and follow through. So tomorrow, don't just wake up, rise with intention, make your bed, lay down a marker that says, I follow through, I finish what I start, I am dependable. That marker will guide your day. It will remind you who you are and what you stand for. And that is how a life of integrity and success begins, one made bed at a time. Chapter 9. Look in the mirror and decide who you are today. When you look in the mirror, first thing in the morning, you're not just seeing your reflection, you're seeing your own potential, captured in skin and bone. That moment offers a simple but powerful opportunity to decide who you're choosing to be today, not who you've been, not who you were yesterday, who you get to be now. You don't need a pep talk or a mantra. You just need to stand there, face yourself, and make a choice that matters. Most people rush past this moment. They get dressed, they rush out the door, they never pause. But every day you pass the mirror without intentional thought. You give up a chance to align your future self with your present actions. You miss the moment when you could have said, I am responsible, or I am strong enough to face anything, or I will do what's hard. That moment is simple, it is powerful. It sets your character before the outside world gets to define you. Looking in the mirror allows you to really see yourself. Not physically, but internally. You see your posture. Are you slumped? Then you know you're carrying weight. Lift your shoulders. Speak with straight spine. Show yourself through body and eye contact that you're ready. You're present. You're not hiding. You're not waiting for permission. You're claiming your day. That moment also allows you to speak to yourself clearly. Say the words out loud. Today, I choose to be someone who keeps promises. Today, I will handle what comes with honesty. Today, I will step into the hard things. Those words might feel strange at first, but saying them changes you. It shifts the energy inside your body. It aligns your decisions with your purpose. This practice matters because actions follow identity. If you decide you're someone who gives up when it gets hard, your day will prove it. But if you decide you're someone who perseveres, your day will ask that version of you to show up. And when you say those words in front of yourself, you create accountability. You give yourself a standard to live by. And most importantly, you remind yourself that you're in charge of who you become today. You've got responsibilities, challenges, uncertainty, pressure, but none of that matters as much as the person you decide to be when you face yourself. That choice doesn't take long. It doesn't need to be emotional. It just needs to be real. Look yourself in the eyes and decide you will act from strength. You will choose truth. You will follow through. What you see in the mirror becomes your guide. If you carry tension, your decision is to release it. If you see worry, your decision is courage. If you see fatigue, your decision is energy. Even if it begins quietly, you're not denying reality. You're choosing how to respond to it. That's what builds character. That's what shapes your behavior before the world begins stacking its demands on you. When you consistently make that choice, every single morning, something powerful starts to happen. Your identity shifts. You're no longer drifting through life. You're walking with direction. You're not reacting to pressure. You're meeting it with intention. You don't need external validation because you've given yourself approval. You've decided who you are before the challenge arrives. It's not arrogance. It's clarity. It's self-trust. It's quiet accountability. It's the kind of inner strength that carries you through the rough days. It's not built in big moments. It's built in small ones. And this one takes 10 seconds. That's all. 10 seconds to look and decide. 10 seconds to set your mind. 10 seconds to show up for yourself. As you step away from the mirror, you've already set the tone. You're ready. You know who you are. You know how you'll act. You know how you'll carry yourself. And now, the world gets to test you. But you've already answered the test. That's power. That's leadership. That's how you win the day. Every single day. Now go on. Step into who you decided to be. And trust that choice. Person by person. Task by task. When the world challenges you, remember that look in the mirror. Remember the decision you made. That version of you doesn't quit. That version follows through. That version wins. Chapter 10. Step outside early and let your senses wake up. Taking a few deep breaths as you open the door will never feel the same as stepping outside early in the morning. When you leave the house before the world wakes, everything stands sharper. The air feels cooler against your skin, the light looks softer and slower, and the world sounds more honest. Walking outside isn't exercise, and it isn't just a routine. It's a signal to your body and mind that the day is beginning and you're already awake in every sense. You're not waiting for energy to come to you. You're creating it. Cold air on your face wakes up your lungs. Crisp sounds of early movement tune in your ears. Distant birds or rustling leaves reconnect you to the real, unfiltered world. Your senses remember what it means to be alive in your own body, not inside someone else's schedule, not by reacting to notifications. That sensory reset grounds you. It builds a bridge between the intention you set earlier and the actions you'll take throughout the day. You step outside and your mind clicks one simple shift. This is real life, not a screen. You're present. You're here. You're responsible. Most people start the day behind because they never make that connection. They hit snooze, they roll over, they scroll, and they stay inside a box that drains energy. But you've already made your decision. You get out, you step away, and you show up for yourself. The physical border between your home and the outside world marks a boundary between what's comfortable and what matters. You don't just step, you commit. You commit to awareness. You commit to presence. You commit to noticing. That shift doesn't take power, it gives power. Your senses flood back to the present moment. Your sense of smell picks up freshness rather than reheated air. Your vision shifts from artificial light to natural clarity. You are not asking yourself what's next. You're participating in what's now. And that difference changes how the rest of your morning feels. It makes your posture stronger, your breathing deeper, your mind sharper. You don't need noise or caffeine to wake up. You need awareness. You need alignment. The world isn't separate from your growth. It's part of it. By stepping outside early, you're acknowledging that you're a living part of a larger reality. That means accepting feeling the chill, hearing unfamiliar silence, smelling freshness. It means showing up for your senses. And when your senses show up, you show up too. You act, you notice, you decide. Even if it's just a short walk, it's the first physical action you take outside your own head. You begin to build momentum, not just in thought but in motion. There's a reason park benches fill early with joggers and walkers. They're not escaping, they're activating. They've discovered that showing up for their bodies and minds together changes everything. And when your senses are awake, so is your judgment, so is your energy, so is your ability to choose what matters over distraction. That connection extends beyond your morning walk. When your senses are awake, you stop reacting emotionally to stress. You see things clearly. You hear your own purpose. You smell opportunity instead of anxiety. You feel capable instead of stuck. And that capacity stays with you long after you return home. It doesn't matter if you step outside your front door or your backyard. What matters is the choice to show up in full body and mind, alert and engaged with the real world. You'll notice that when you step outside early, the ordinary becomes instructive. A crooked branch teaches you resilience. Rising sun reminds you of progress. A bird call reminds you of simplicity. You begin to recognize patterns that most miss. You begin to feel part of something bigger, instead of trapped inside your own little box. And that perspective anchors you throughout the day when things get heavy. When you commit to this habit, you're doing more than refreshing your senses. You're training your mind to prioritize awareness over reaction. You're strengthening your ability to notice before you respond. And that's the kind of clarity that makes work smoother, relationships stronger, tasks easier, and stress less likely to control you. This isn't about being outdoorsy, it's about being conscious. It doesn't require nature. Even a quick moment on your doorstep counts if you give it your attention. Slow your breath, notice the edges, let your eyes adjust from artificial light to whatever is real. Face the open air, take a moment to recenter. That single act becomes the anchor between your planning and your actions. That awareness grows over time. Suddenly you find yourself more present all day long. You catch your thoughts before they spiral. You hear opportunities before they pass. You feel energy return before the afternoon slump sets in. You carry the calm of early morning into meetings, conversations, workouts, and challenges. And it all began with you deciding to step outside and let the world meet you first. It's not dramatic, it's not flashy, but it's profound because it's real. It reconnects you to this moment, this day, and your own presence in it. When you take that sensory pause, you build clarity into your routine, you build calm into your mind, you build energy into your steps, and you mark the start of the day, not with routine, but with awakening. So tomorrow, before everything else begins, step outside, feel the air, let your ears tune in, let your eyes adjust, feel your body in the space that isn't defined by schedules or screens. Take a breath of the real world, and know that in that moment, your senses are doing their part to help you win the day. You belong here, your senses belong here, and that connection changes everything. Chapter 11. Do the hardest task first to build inner strength. Starting your morning by tackling the toughest task first sets the tone for your entire day. When you face what scares you or challenges you most, you build inner strength that flows into every aspect of life. That challenge doesn't just get checked off. It sends a signal to your mind that you're not afraid of discomfort. You decide to lead rather than follow, no matter how hard the work feels. Most people delay the hard parts and chase busy work because it feels safer. They open email instead of writing that report. They scroll their phone instead of thinking through the proposal that matters. But every time you put off what matters, you weaken your willpower piece by piece. You tell yourself that comfort is more important than progress, and comfort doesn't change anything. When you do the hardest thing first, you're not just finishing a task, you're training your character. That action builds resilience. You learn that doing hard things doesn't break you, it makes you stronger. It teaches you to trust your own effort, to believe in your capacity when the day hasn't even warmed up yet. Choose that one thing that matters most. Maybe it's preparing for a big presentation, writing a difficult email, or tackling a workout you've avoided. Whatever it is, face it before anything else has a chance to distract you. Once it's done, everything else feels lighter. You won't need motivation because momentum is already in your favor. The hardest part, the beginning, is over. Digging into tough work early also sharpens your focus. It reminds you why that task is important. It cuts through excuses and clarifies your reason. You become aware of how resistance shows up. You recognize your own patterns of procrastination. And the more you do this, the more you trust yourself to move through discomfort instead of away from it. This practice isn't about being extreme. It's about being honest. Honest with your goals and honest with where your growth lives. You don't follow to-do lists, you follow vision. You don't manage tasks, you manage self-control. You aren't waiting for inspiration, you're creating it through action. Each time you finish the hardest task early, your stress diminishes. You begin your day carrying confidence instead of fatigue. Your energy builds throughout the morning, not crashes. You feel capable, you feel in charge, you feel like a person who gets things done. That identity isn't built in celebrations, it's built in the quiet accomplishments most people avoid. There will be mornings when the hardest task feels too heavy. On those days you'll feel tired or unsure, but those are the days that count most. When you lean into that resistance, you reshape your boundaries. You show yourself what happens when you don't give in to feeling tired. You show yourself that grit can be grown, that confidence can be earned. And as you make this a habit, you stop needing bigger goals to prove yourself. You don't wait for a promotion or a milestone to push through. You push through because that's who you've chosen to be. You become someone who trusts the process more than the outcome. You become someone who builds strength daily, not just when things feel easy. Inner strength isn't built in moments of ease. It's built in the decision to move forward when your body and mind resist. That's true power. That's real growth. When tasks get easier, when you feel strong, remember who you became on the hardest days. That's not luck or convenience. That's your own doing. So stop letting the hardest work wait for later. Before you check messages, before distractions find you, before you doubt your ability, start with difficulty, move through friction, win the internal battle first. Because whoever wins the first fight of the day builds the momentum to win the second and the one after it. Every morning you take this step, you build a pattern of courage, a pattern of action, a pattern of becoming stronger than who you were yesterday. And that strength doesn't just benefit one day, it lasts. It stays with you when challenges come up after sunrise, when pressure builds in meetings, when unexpected problems show up. You don't wait to see what happens, you show up ready. That becomes your new normal. You're not afraid of responsibility. You don't avoid hard steps. You don't live chasing comfort. You live chasing growth. And growth starts with choice. Choose to do the hard thing first, every morning, no matter what, and you'll build inner strength that outlasts any challenge life throws at you. Chapter 12. Eat a clean breakfast and fuel yourself with intention. Eating a clean breakfast in the morning is one of the most direct ways to set yourself up for success. It's not just about the food itself, but about the intention behind what you put into your body. The first meal you consume after waking has the power to either fuel you with energy and clarity or leave you feeling sluggish and unfocused. Choosing to eat with purpose, to nourish yourself well, shapes the way your entire day unfolds. When you start your day with whole foods that are free of unnecessary sugars and artificial ingredients, your body thanks you. You're feeding your muscles, your brain, and your organs exactly what they need to operate at their best. This kind of fuel supports mental sharpness, steady energy levels, and emotional balance. You won't find yourself crashing 2 hours later or battling cravings because you made a conscious decision to prioritize quality over convenience. Fueling yourself with intention means more than grabbing whatever is easy. It means stopping to think about what your body requires. It means understanding that your food choices affect not only your physical health, but also your mindset and productivity. When you eat with care, you send a message to yourself that you respect your potential and you're willing to invest in it. That act alone builds confidence because it's a demonstration of discipline and self-respect. Many people fall into patterns of rushing through breakfast or skipping it altogether. They reach for coffee or sugary snacks that spike energy quickly but leave them drained. This creates a cycle where the body struggles to maintain focus and stamina, forcing you to rely on quick fixes instead of sustainable fuel. That kind of start undermines any plans you make for the day. It's like trying to run a car on empty and hoping to reach your destination. Eating clean and with intention requires planning. It's about creating habits that protect your time and your health. Preparing your breakfast the night before or keeping healthy options available can prevent those moments of weakness when convenience tempts you. It's about choosing foods that nourish you rather than harm you. Fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats provide steady energy and help regulate mood and concentration. When your body gets the right fuel, your brain wakes up more fully. You experience less brain fog and more clarity. You feel motivated to tackle your tasks and approach challenges with a clear mind. You become more productive and less distracted. This morning routine is a foundation for your mental and emotional strength, giving you a steady platform to build the rest of your day on. The power of intention in your eating habits goes beyond nutrition. It's about mindfulness, eating slowly, savoring each bite, and appreciating the nourishment you receive connects you to your body and your goals. It strengthens your ability to focus and be present, two qualities essential for success in any area of life. Mindful eating also helps prevent overeating and promotes a balanced relationship with food. When you decide to fuel yourself intentionally, you reduce stress on your body. You avoid the mood swings that come with poor nutrition and the fatigue that slows down your progress. Your energy becomes more consistent, which supports better decisions throughout the day. You gain the stamina to keep pushing forward, even when obstacles appear. Your breakfast choices also influence how you manage your hunger and cravings later. Eating clean stabilizes blood sugar, helping you avoid the spikes and crashes that lead to impulsive snacking. This means you stay focused on your work and your goals without being distracted by sudden hunger or low energy. The habit of eating clean breakfast is also an act of self-care. It signals to yourself that you matter and that your well-being is a priority. This attitude spills over into other parts of your life. You start taking better care of your mental health, your relationships, and your work because you're already practicing respect and care with your body. Intentionally fueling yourself builds resilience. When challenges arise, you're less likely to feel overwhelmed or burnt out because you've already invested in your foundation. You're better equipped to handle stress, maintain focus, and keep your emotions steady. This foundation becomes a powerful tool in building long-term success. This choice is simple, but often overlooked. The foods you choose first thing in the morning might not seem like a big deal, but they shape your energy, your mindset, and your ability to perform at your best. Small decisions compound over time, and consistent care with your nutrition pays off in tangible ways: more energy, better focus, improved mood, and stronger health. You don't have to make perfect choices every day, but you do have to make choices that support your goals more often than not. That's the power of intention. It's a practice that turns routine actions into meaningful steps toward the life you want. Eating clean breakfast with intention isn't about restriction, it's about empowerment. It's about fueling yourself to win, to thrive, and to grow. By committing to this practice, you gain control over your mornings and your outcomes. You start your day with confidence, knowing you've done something positive for yourself. This sets a tone of success and self-discipline that carries into your work, your relationships, and your dreams. The energy you get from eating well early makes you unstoppable. This practice is a real workable strategy. It doesn't require fancy diets or complicated rules. It's simply about showing up for yourself and making choices that align with your best life. When you treat your body as a partner in your success, you build strength that fuels every victory, big or small. So begin your mornings with a clean meal chosen carefully and eaten with purpose. Let that fuel carry you through the day with clarity and strength. Use it to create momentum and to remind yourself that every day is an opportunity to move closer to the life you want. That's how winners start their day. Chapter 13. Read something meaningful and feed your hungry mind. Feeding the mind with meaningful reading first thing in the morning is one of the most powerful habits anyone can develop. When you choose to read something that challenges your thoughts, stretches your understanding, and expands your perspective, you're not just passing time, you're investing in your growth. The mind is like a garden, and what you plant early on influences what blooms throughout the day. Starting your day by feeding your mind with something meaningful sets a foundation for clarity and focus. It's easy to scroll aimlessly through social media or consume empty distractions, but that rarely leaves you feeling satisfied or inspired. Instead, choosing to read a book, an article, or even a thoughtful essay that speaks to your goals, values, or curiosity fills your mental space with ideas that empower you. It awakens your thinking and gives you direction. This habit isn't about reading for hours or rushing through pages just to say you did it. It's about quality, not quantity. Spending even 10 to 20 minutes on purposeful reading can spark motivation, provoke new ways of solving problems, and deepen your understanding of yourself and the world around you. This kind of mental nourishment creates an inner strength that influences every choice you make. When you engage with meaningful content, you challenge the patterns of your usual thoughts. You begin to question what has held you back and discover new possibilities. Reading invites you to see life from different angles and gain insights you might never encounter otherwise. It wakes up your critical thinking and encourages you to be intentional about how you live and work. The brain craves stimulation, just like the body craves fuel. When you read something meaningful, you're giving your brain the nutrients it needs to perform at its best. You sharpen your memory, increase your concentration, and strengthen your ability to learn and adapt. These mental benefits ripple out to improve your problem-solving skills, your creativity, and your resilience. Many people underestimate the impact of reading on emotional health. Meaningful reading can inspire hope when things feel tough, provide comfort when you're uncertain, and give you tools to manage stress better. It helps you connect with ideas and stories that remind you you're not alone in your struggles and that growth is possible for everyone. That connection sparks motivation and fuels determination. When you feed your mind in the morning, you also set a positive tone for the rest of the day. You start with intention and purpose rather than reaction and distraction. This means you're less likely to be pulled into unnecessary worries or distractions, because your mind is already focused on what matters. This kind of focus is essential for productivity and meaningful progress. The choice to read something meaningful is a form of self-respect. It shows you value your time and your potential. It's a commitment to your own development and a refusal to settle for mental laziness. That choice helps build confidence because you're proving to yourself that growth is important and that you're willing to work for it. You don't have to read the same thing every day or stick to one genre. Explore different authors, topics, and styles. Some days might call for learning about business or leadership. Other days might require wisdom from philosophy or inspiration from biographies. The variety keeps your mind fresh and curious, which makes the habit easier to sustain. Meaningful reading in the morning also builds patience and discipline. It teaches you to slow down and absorb information rather than rush through your day mindlessly. This mindfulness improves your ability to listen, understand, and respond thoughtfully throughout your interactions. It enriches your conversations and strengthens your relationships. It's important to create a quiet space free from distractions when you read. The silence helps your mind focus and soak in the material more deeply. This intentional environment reinforces the habit and makes the experience more enjoyable. You begin to associate mornings with mental growth and clarity, which strengthens your commitment. If you find it difficult to start reading, begin with short pieces or summaries that highlight key ideas. Over time, your attention span and interest will grow. Set a goal to finish a chapter or an article each morning. Tracking this progress provides a sense of accomplishment and fuels the habit even more. Reading meaningful content regularly rewires your brain. It helps you develop a mindset oriented toward learning and improvement. This mindset transforms challenges into opportunities and mistakes into lessons. It keeps you motivated to pursue your goals even when the path gets tough. You also become better at filtering information. The world offers endless distractions and noise. Meaningful reading trains you to recognize what is valuable and relevant. This discernment is critical in making wise decisions and focusing your energy on what truly moves you forward. Another benefit of feeding your mind early is that it inspires creativity. Exposure to new ideas often triggers innovative thoughts and solutions. Your brain makes connections it might not make otherwise. This creative edge gives you an advantage in your work and personal projects. The habit of reading something meaningful is a reliable way to build resilience. When faced with setbacks, you can draw strength from the knowledge and perspectives you've gathered. These mental resources keep you grounded and hopeful, preventing discouragement from taking over. Reading in the morning encourages lifelong learning. The world changes fast, and staying informed helps you adapt. It opens doors to new opportunities and equips you to contribute meaningfully in your community and workplace. You control what you feed your mind, and that control shapes your life. Choose to fill your mental space with ideas that inspire, teach, and empower. Reject empty distractions that drain your energy and cloud your focus. This choice builds character and sharpens your edge. The impact of this habit multiplies over time. Each day you feed your mind, you add a layer of wisdom and strength. You become more confident, more capable, and more ready to face whatever challenges come your way. Finally, meaningful reading connects you to a larger community of thinkers and doers. You engage with ideas that have shaped history and continue to shape the future. This connection reminds you that your efforts contribute to something greater than yourself. In sum, reading something meaningful each morning is an act of self-investment. It prepares your mind to perform at its best and empowers you to win the day. It's a habit that turns ordinary mornings into opportunities for extraordinary growth. Choose to feed your hungry mind and watch how your life transforms. Chapter 14. Speak out loud what you want to become true. Speaking out loud what you want to become true is one of the most direct and powerful ways to shape your life. When you put your desires, goals, and intentions into words, you move from thinking to doing. Words carry weight. They have a way of influencing your mind, your emotions, and even your actions. By speaking clearly and confidently about what you want, you begin to take ownership of your future. When you say your goals out loud, you're not just making noise, you're creating a mental contract with yourself. It's a promise you make out loud that holds you accountable. The act of vocalizing your dreams solidifies them in your mind. It stops them from floating around as vague hopes and turns them into clear objectives. This clarity helps direct your focus and energy toward making those things happen. The sound of your own voice saying what you want can build a deep connection to your purpose. It engages more senses than just thinking silently. When you hear yourself speak, your brain registers the importance of those words. This sensory involvement increases your motivation. It stirs up emotions that keep you driven. There's a kind of power in hearing yourself claim your goals that silent thought can't match. Speaking your vision out loud also helps overcome doubt. It's common to wrestle with fears or question if you're capable of reaching what you desire. When you speak confidently, you push back against that inner skepticism. The voice you hear is an expression of your commitment. It reminds you of your strength and your potential. This is how belief grows stronger and fear loses its grip. This practice requires honesty and courage. It's not about pretending or exaggerating. It's about being real with yourself. Saying what you want means confronting your true desires and acknowledging what matters most. It's an act of bravery to admit out loud the goals that sometimes scare you because they push you beyond your comfort zone, yet that vulnerability fuels progress. Consistency is key. Saying your intentions every morning creates a routine that sets the tone for your day. It's like planting seeds in fertile soil daily. Over time, those seeds grow into habits, actions, and ultimately results. Repetition imprints these goals on your subconscious mind, which starts working quietly behind the scenes to align your behavior with your spoken desires. When you say your goals aloud, it also changes how you carry yourself. Your posture straightens, your energy lifts, and your confidence becomes visible. This physical shift affects how others see and respond to you. When you speak with conviction, people are more likely to believe in your vision and support your efforts. Your words become a magnet that attracts opportunity and collaboration. This habit is not just about the big goals. It's also about the small, daily intentions that shape your character and habits. Speaking out loud that you want to be patient, disciplined, or kind reinforces those qualities. It reminds you throughout the day of who you're committed to becoming. These small declarations build the foundation for lasting change. The tone and choice of words matter. Speaking with positivity and clarity strengthens the impact. Avoid vague phrases or doubts hidden in your speech. Instead, be specific and use language that inspires action. For example, saying "I am building a successful business" is stronger than "I hope to have a business someday." This precision sharpens your focus and guides your efforts. It's natural to feel self-conscious when you start speaking your goals out loud. Your mind might tell you it's silly or unnecessary. That's part of the process. Overcoming that resistance is a sign of growth. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Eventually, this habit becomes a natural and empowering part of your routine. Speaking your goals out loud also helps with visualization. When you hear your words, you can picture what you want more vividly. This mental image boosts motivation and clarifies the steps needed to get there. The clearer your mental picture, the more likely you are to recognize opportunities and take inspired action. Sharing your intentions with others can add an extra layer of accountability. When you declare your goals to friends, family, or mentors, you create a network of support. These people become witnesses to your commitment and can encourage you when challenges arise. Speaking your goals out loud to trusted individuals builds a community that lifts you up. This habit is deeply tied to your self-identity. The words you use shape how you see yourself. If you consistently speak about being a person who achieves, learns, and grows, your actions will reflect that identity. Your language programs your mind to live up to the person you describe. This is a powerful tool to break free from limiting beliefs and old patterns. Sometimes, your spoken goals might need adjustment as you learn more about yourself and your path. Speaking them out loud makes it easier to notice when something no longer fits. You can refine your vision, add new goals, or release outdated ones. This dynamic process keeps your growth flexible and aligned with your true desires. It's important to speak with conviction, but also with patience. Transformation doesn't happen overnight. Your words set the direction, but persistent effort follows. Celebrate small wins along the way, and remind yourself of the progress you're making. Speaking your goals out loud helps you stay connected to the journey and not just the destination. Avoid speaking negative or limiting beliefs about what you want to become. Negative words plant seeds of doubt and fear that hinder progress. Replace those thoughts with affirmations of possibility and strength. Your voice is a powerful tool to build or break your mindset. Use it to empower, not undermine. In moments of uncertainty or struggle, speaking your goals out loud renews your commitment. When doubts creep in, hearing your own voice reaffirm your intentions brings clarity and courage. It pulls you back from distraction and fear. This simple act restores focus and fuels resilience. Practice speaking your goals clearly and calmly. A rushed or hesitant voice can betray doubt, while a steady tone signals confidence. The energy you put into your words influences how deeply they impact your mind and spirit. Take time to find your authentic voice when you declare what you want. Speaking your vision out loud also invites gratitude into your life. Acknowledge the progress you've already made and the opportunities ahead. Gratitude creates a positive emotional state that supports growth. It reminds you that your goals are part of a larger, meaningful journey. Using the present tense when you speak your goals reinforces the belief that what you want is already unfolding. Saying "I am" instead of "I will" shifts your mindset from future hope to current reality. This shift strengthens your connection to your potential and encourages proactive behavior. Your voice has the power to influence your nervous system. Speaking your goals activates parts of your brain related to motivation and reward. This biological effect makes it easier to take action and persist through challenges. The simple act of speaking transforms internal energy into external momentum. Many successful people credit the habit of speaking their goals out loud as a turning point in their journey. It creates mental clarity and emotional alignment that pushes them forward. This habit separates those who dream from those who do. Ultimately, speaking out loud what you want to become true is a declaration of faith in yourself. It's a refusal to settle for less and a commitment to growth. Your words are the starting point for change, and your actions build the path forward. This practice is a powerful way to win the day and win your life. Chapter 15. Face the discomfort and train yourself to grow. Growth is rarely comfortable. It demands that we face discomfort head-on, that we step willingly into the spaces that challenge us, unsettle us, and stretch us beyond what feels familiar or safe. To train yourself to grow is to embrace discomfort as a necessary companion on the path to becoming more. It's about recognizing that real transformation doesn't happen in comfort zones, but rather in the crucible of struggle and persistence. Discomfort is not your enemy. It is a signal that change is occurring. When your mind or body resists, when you feel uneasy or uncertain, that is growth whispering to you. The instinct to avoid pain or unease is strong, deeply wired into survival mechanisms. But true growth requires rewiring those instincts. You must learn to welcome discomfort because it is the fuel for development, not a warning to retreat. Training yourself to grow means practicing discipline in the face of resistance. It's easy to give up when things get tough, but those moments are where character is forged. You build strength not by avoiding difficulty, but by persisting through it. The act of leaning into discomfort creates neural pathways in your brain that prepare you to handle greater challenges with resilience and grace. Every discomfort you face offers a lesson. It teaches you about your limits, your fears, and your untapped potential. When you stop running from these sensations and begin to observe them, you gain insight into how to overcome obstacles and elevate your performance. Discomfort becomes a teacher, providing valuable feedback that guides your growth journey. It's important to distinguish between constructive discomfort and harmful pain. Growth comes from facing challenges that stretch you, not from situations that cause damage or breakdown. Listening to your body and mind helps you navigate this balance. Growth requires discomfort, but not destruction. Training yourself to discern this difference protects you while pushing you forward. Building tolerance for discomfort requires gradual exposure. Just like physical muscles strengthen with progressive resistance, your mental and emotional capacity grows as you repeatedly face challenges. Start small, deliberately choosing to engage in activities or thoughts that make you slightly uncomfortable. Over time, your ability to handle larger challenges increases naturally. Facing discomfort also sharpens your focus. When the mind is comfortable, it often drifts or seeks distraction. But in moments of challenge, your attention narrows to what truly matters. This clarity helps you identify priorities and solutions. The intensity of discomfort can break through mental fog, revealing new perspectives and deeper understanding. Resilience grows through this process. Each time you confront discomfort and push through, you build confidence in your ability to handle future hardships. This confidence creates a virtuous cycle where discomfort is less frightening and your capacity to grow accelerates. You become someone who welcomes challenges rather than fearing them. Growth is often accompanied by emotional discomfort. Fear, doubt, and frustration arise as natural parts of change. These emotions are not signs of failure, but markers that you are moving beyond old patterns. Training yourself to acknowledge and sit with these feelings without avoidance is crucial. Emotional endurance complements physical and mental toughness in the growth process. One of the biggest barriers to growth is the desire for instant results or ease. Discomfort challenges this expectation by showing that meaningful progress requires patience and effort. Training yourself to accept discomfort shifts your mindset from seeking quick fixes to embracing sustained commitment. This mindset is essential for long-term success and fulfillment. It's helpful to reframe discomfort as an opportunity rather than a threat. When faced with a difficult task or situation, ask yourself what this experience can teach you or how it might help you become stronger. This shift in perspective transforms discomfort from a source of dread into a catalyst for growth and creativity. Growth through discomfort also strengthens your self-discipline. Choosing to endure challenges rather than avoiding them builds mental muscles that affect all areas of life. Discipline learned in one context spills over, improving your ability to stick with goals, resist temptations, and manage stress. This holistic development is one of the greatest benefits of facing discomfort intentionally. Physical training provides a clear example of this principle. Athletes push their bodies beyond comfort zones, enduring soreness and fatigue, to develop strength and endurance. The discomfort of training is not a side effect, but the very mechanism that triggers growth. Similarly, in personal development, emotional and mental discomfort serve as the training ground for resilience and wisdom. There will be moments when discomfort feels overwhelming. During these times, it's vital to remember that growth is a process, not a single event. Rest and recovery are part of training, just as important as pushing forward. Learning to balance effort and recuperation prevents burnout and keeps you on the path of sustainable growth. Accountability plays a crucial role in facing discomfort. When you commit to growth in front of others or through clear goals, you create a framework that supports persistence. Accountability partners, mentors, or communities can encourage you to keep showing up, even when discomfort tempts you to quit. Social support makes the challenge less isolating and more manageable. The discomfort of growth also teaches humility. You realize that progress is rarely linear and that setbacks are normal. This humility keeps you open to learning and adaptation. Accepting that discomfort is part of growth reduces frustration and helps you maintain a steady course, even when the journey feels slow or difficult. Mindfulness enhances your ability to face discomfort. By developing awareness of your thoughts and sensations without judgment, you learn to observe discomfort as a temporary state rather than a permanent obstacle. This practice strengthens your capacity to remain present and composed, allowing you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively to challenges. Facing discomfort encourages creativity. When routine becomes uncomfortable, your mind seeks new solutions. This tension often sparks innovation and problem-solving. Embracing discomfort pushes you to explore beyond habitual ways of thinking and acting, opening doors to new possibilities and breakthroughs. You can also train yourself to face discomfort by setting deliberate challenges. This might involve public speaking, tackling a difficult conversation, or pursuing a goal that intimidates you. Each experience builds confidence and expands your comfort zone. Over time, what once seemed daunting becomes manageable and growth accelerates. It's crucial to celebrate progress in this process. Recognize the courage it takes to face discomfort and the strength you build with each step. Celebrating milestones reinforces positive associations with growth and motivates continued effort. This acknowledgement fuels momentum and helps you stay committed. Facing discomfort transforms your relationship with fear. Instead of avoiding it, you learn to move through it. Fear loses its power when met with action and understanding. This transformation is liberating and empowering, freeing you to pursue goals without being paralyzed by what-ifs or doubts. Growth also requires a willingness to make mistakes and learn from them. Discomfort often arises from failure or setbacks, but these experiences provide invaluable lessons. Training yourself to see mistakes as feedback rather than defeat builds resilience and wisdom. This mindset fosters continuous improvement and adaptability. In embracing discomfort, you cultivate patience. Growth doesn't happen overnight, and discomfort can test your endurance. Patience allows you to stay the course, understanding that each challenge is part of a larger process. This long-term perspective keeps you motivated and prevents discouragement. Your physical environment can support or hinder your ability to face discomfort. Creating conditions that encourage challenge while providing safety helps you engage with discomfort productively. For example, a supportive workplace or a growth-minded community can provide encouragement during tough moments. Journaling is a powerful tool to track your experience with discomfort and growth. Writing about challenges, feelings, and lessons learned deepens your understanding and reinforces your commitment. Reflection helps you see patterns, celebrate progress, and identify areas for further development. Growth through discomfort is a lifelong journey. There is no finish line, only ongoing evolution. Each time you face new challenges, you build greater capacity for growth. This continuous expansion leads to a richer, more fulfilling life, characterized by resilience, wisdom, and a deep sense of accomplishment. Ultimately, training yourself to grow by facing discomfort is an act of self-love and respect. It shows you value your potential and are willing to invest effort in becoming your best self. This commitment shapes your identity and influences every aspect of your life. Embrace it fully, with courage and openness. Know that growth is not only possible, but inevitable when you choose to train yourself through the challenges life presents. This mindset will carry you through any difficulty and help you create the life you truly desire. Chapter 16. Use the first hour to invest in your future. The first hour of your day is more than just a passage of time. It is a gateway, a foundation upon which the entire day is built. How you choose to spend this crucial window will echo throughout your hours, influencing your mood, energy, focus, and ultimately your outcomes. The earliest moments after waking are a precious opportunity to invest in your future self, to set a tone of intentionality and purpose that cannot be replicated later in the day when distractions multiply and energy wanes. Starting your day with an investment in yourself is not about rushing through a checklist. It's about committing to actions that build your capacity, sharpen your mind, and elevate your spirit. This first hour holds the power to transform ordinary routines into a strategic launchpad for progress. Consider it a deliberate choice to prioritize growth over comfort, preparation over reaction, and vision over habit. Many people drift through the morning reacting to emails, social media, or the urgent demands of others, often leaving their most important work and personal development to chance. But this early hour, when the world is quiet and your mind is fresh, is a rare moment of clarity and control. By consciously dedicating this time to your highest priorities, you create momentum that carries you through challenges and distractions with resilience. Investing in your future during the first hour can take many forms, but it always requires discipline and clarity. It might mean reading a book that expands your knowledge, journaling to clarify your goals, engaging in physical movement to energize your body, or practicing mindfulness to center your thoughts. Whatever the activity, the key is that it aligns with your long-term aspirations and nurtures your growth. The habit of starting strong is not built overnight. It requires consistent commitment and a mindset that values the compound effect of small, positive actions repeated daily. Each morning you choose to invest in yourself, you are planting seeds that will yield returns far beyond that day. This compounding growth shapes your skills, confidence, and resilience, gradually propelling you toward your larger ambitions. A powerful aspect of using your first hour intentionally is the control it grants over your mental environment. Early morning is a time before the influx of information and requests begins. Your mind is less cluttered, more receptive to learning and reflection. Seizing this moment to feed your brain with meaningful input primes your cognitive functions, enhances creativity, and improves decision-making throughout the day. This early investment also acts as a form of self-respect. It sends a clear message to yourself that your goals and well-being matter. When you prioritize yourself first, you build a foundation of self-worth that influences your confidence and interactions. This practice strengthens your belief that you deserve growth, success, and fulfillment, which in turn motivates you to keep investing in your future. Furthermore, starting your day with intention helps to reduce stress and anxiety. When you have a clear plan and have already taken steps toward your goals, you face the rest of the day with a sense of accomplishment and calm. This psychological advantage cannot be overstated. It empowers you to handle unforeseen challenges with composure and prevents the reactive chaos that derails many. The structure of the first hour also creates a positive feedback loop. The confidence and focus gained early on spill over into your work, relationships, and self-care. Your productivity rises because you are mentally prepared and energized. Your decisions improve because you are grounded in purpose rather than scattered by distractions. Your mood lifts because you are nurturing yourself rather than neglecting your needs. It's essential to approach this time with flexibility and kindness. Some mornings will feel easier than others, and your schedule may occasionally disrupt your routine. The goal is not perfection but consistency. Even small, meaningful actions taken during this hour can have significant impact when done regularly. The practice of investing in your future becomes a habit that sustains you through ups and downs. One way to optimize this hour is to create a simple, repeatable ritual that resonates with your values and goals. Whether it's a sequence of stretching, reading, and goal setting, or meditation followed by journaling, having a ritual reduces decision fatigue and primes your mind for focused effort. Rituals create psychological safety and signal your brain that it's time to engage in growth-oriented behavior. Another important element is minimizing distractions during this time. Silence your phone or use apps that block notifications to create a distraction-free zone. Choose a physical environment that supports your ritual, a quiet corner, a clean desk, or a peaceful outdoor spot. These environmental cues help condition your brain to enter a state of productive focus during the first hour. Investing your first hour in future-building activities also encourages long-term vision. When you begin each day reminding yourself of your purpose and goals, you maintain a clearer sense of direction. This alignment reduces wasted effort and ensures your daily actions accumulate in meaningful ways. Instead of drifting, you navigate your life with intention and clarity. The benefits of this practice extend beyond individual success. When you invest in your future self, you increase your capacity to contribute meaningfully to your community, family, and workplace. Growth and discipline inspire those around you, creating ripple effects that multiply your impact. The energy and clarity gained from a focused morning influence your ability to lead, support, and innovate. Importantly, this investment is a safeguard against complacency. It keeps you actively engaged in your development, rather than settling for comfortable routines. Growth requires effort and awareness, and the first hour sets the tone for sustained commitment. By cultivating this habit, you ensure you never lose sight of your potential or the steps required to realize it. Reflecting on your progress during this hour also deepens self-awareness. Taking time to assess where you are, what you've learned, and where you want to go strengthens your ability to adapt and refine your approach. This ongoing feedback loop is crucial for effective growth, helping you avoid stagnation and embrace continuous improvement. Your first hour is an investment not only in skills and knowledge, but also in your emotional and spiritual well-being. Practices such as gratitude, visualization, or prayer during this time nurture your sense of purpose and connection. These elements foster resilience and positivity, essential qualities for navigating life's inevitable challenges. Many successful individuals credit their achievements to the power of their morning routines. By consistently dedicating time to personal development before external demands take over, they cultivate habits that sustain high performance and fulfillment. This pattern demonstrates that the first hour is not merely a routine, but a strategic foundation for a meaningful life. It's worth noting that this investment does not have to be lengthy or complicated. Even 15 to 30 minutes of focused activity can produce significant results when practiced daily. The critical factor is the quality and intention behind your actions. Mindlessly scrolling through devices or rushing through tasks does not count as investing in your future. Accountability can enhance your commitment to this practice. Sharing your morning investment goals with a mentor, coach, or accountability partner creates external motivation and support. Regular check-ins and encouragement increase your likelihood of consistency and deepen your engagement with the process. The choice of activities for your first hour should reflect your unique aspirations and needs. For some, this might mean studying skills related to their career. For others, it could involve physical exercise, creative pursuits, or mental health practices. The key is that these activities are aligned with what you value most and contribute directly to your growth. The first hour is also a time to prime your mindset for challenges and opportunities ahead. Positive affirmations, visualization of success, or setting clear intentions cultivate optimism and confidence. These mental habits create a powerful psychological foundation that shapes how you respond to obstacles and seize possibilities. Moreover, investing in your future during this early time cultivates patience and perspective. Growth rarely happens overnight. By consistently showing up and taking deliberate steps, you build trust in the process and develop the endurance needed for long-term achievements. This trust reduces frustration and enhances perseverance. Recognizing the significance of this hour transforms how you approach mornings. Instead of viewing them as a rush to meet obligations, you begin to see them as sacred time for self-care and empowerment. This shift in perspective creates enthusiasm and gratitude, fueling your motivation to continue the practice. As you develop this habit, you may notice improvements beyond productivity, better emotional regulation, increased creativity, stronger relationships, and improved health. These holistic benefits stem from the intentional energy you invest at the start of each day, reinforcing the value of this practice. In moments of doubt or fatigue, remind yourself that every morning offers a new opportunity. No matter the setbacks of yesterday or uncertainties of tomorrow, the first hour gives you the power to steer your life toward your goals. This daily reset is a profound gift that, when honored, transforms your trajectory. Ultimately, using the first hour to invest in your future is an act of leadership over your own life. It is a declaration that you will not be a passive passenger, but the active architect of your destiny. This mindset empowers you to create a life of purpose, achievement, and joy. So begin today by treating your mornings as the valuable asset they are. Choose to spend that hour wisely, with intention and commitment. The future you desire is built on the foundations laid in these early moments. Your consistent investment will compound, producing results far beyond what you can see in the present. In embracing this practice, you embody the principle that success is not a one-time event, but a series of deliberate choices made daily. Each morning is an opportunity to recommit, realign, and move forward. The power lies in your hands to transform minutes into momentum and potential into reality. Remember, the journey to your best self is forged in these quiet early hours. The seeds of greatness you plant now will grow into the accomplishments and fulfillment you seek. Invest wisely, stay consistent, and watch how your future unfolds with the energy and clarity cultivated in the first hour of each day. Chapter 17. Keep your phone away and protect your attention. In the vast landscape of modern life, few challenges are as persistent and insidious as the battle for our attention. Among the many distractions vying for a piece of our focus, the smartphone stands out as a constant companion, a source of endless stimuli, and often a silent thief of our most valuable resource, concentration. To protect your attention is to protect your most precious asset, and to keep your phone away at critical moments is a powerful act of reclaiming control over your life. The smartphone, by design, is an attention magnet. It offers instant gratification, notifications that interrupt, and a continuous stream of content engineered to capture and hold your gaze. This relentless demand fragments your focus, eroding your capacity for deep thought, meaningful work, and authentic presence. The more your attention is scattered, the less you are able to harness your mental energy toward purposeful action. When you consciously decide to keep your phone away, especially during key moments, such as your morning routine, focused work sessions, or time with loved ones, you send a clear message to yourself about what truly matters. You declare that your mind is not for sale to distractions. This act of discipline lays the groundwork for unshakable focus, improved productivity, and a richer, more engaged life experience. Attention is the currency of achievement. Without the ability to concentrate on your tasks, absorb knowledge, or engage deeply in conversations, progress becomes fragmented and inefficient. Your goals require sustained mental effort, which is impossible to cultivate when you allow yourself to be pulled in countless directions by the buzzing and flashing of your device. Moreover, protecting your attention means defending your inner world from the noise and clutter of constant digital input. Our minds thrive on periods of quiet and reflection, moments when we can process ideas, connect with our emotions, and spark creativity. The smartphone's ceaseless intrusion can drown out these necessary silences, leaving you mentally exhausted and creatively stifled. The choice to keep your phone away is not about rejecting technology, but about mastering it. Technology should serve your purpose, not dictate your behavior. When you place boundaries around your phone usage, you regain authority over how and when you engage with digital tools. This intentional approach transforms your relationship with technology from reactive to proactive. One of the most effective strategies to protect your attention is to create designated phone-free times and spaces. This might include the first hour after waking, periods of focused work, meals, or before bedtime. These intentional boundaries cultivate habits that reinforce your capacity for uninterrupted focus and presence. Over time, they build mental stamina and help you reclaim hours that would otherwise be lost to distraction. Physical separation from your phone enhances your ability to resist temptation. Keeping the device in another room, placing it in a drawer, or turning it off entirely removes the immediate impulse to check notifications or browse mindlessly. This deliberate distance is a simple yet powerful tool for guarding your focus. It's important to recognize how habitual phone use can become a form of avoidance. When faced with boredom, uncertainty, or discomfort, the impulse to reach for your phone is often a way to escape those feelings. By becoming aware of these patterns, you empower yourself to respond differently by embracing discomfort, seeking productive tasks, or practicing mindfulness instead. Guarding your attention also requires cultivating self-awareness around your triggers. Notice when you are most vulnerable to distraction, whether it's during a lull in activity, moments of stress, or when you feel unmotivated. Preparing for these times by setting clear intentions or having alternative activities ready strengthens your ability to stay focused. The ripple effects of protecting your attention extend far beyond productivity. When you are fully present, your relationships deepen, conversations become more meaningful, empathy flourishes, and you build stronger connections with others. The quality of your interactions improves because your mind is not elsewhere, tethered to the digital noise. Furthermore, uninterrupted attention fuels your learning and creativity. Complex problem-solving, innovative thinking, and skill mastery demand prolonged focus. The smartphone's constant interruptions fracture your cognitive processes, making it difficult to reach the flow states where your best ideas and insights emerge. Managing your phone usage also has profound implications for mental health. Excessive screen time has been linked to increased anxiety, depression, and sleep disturbances. By consciously limiting your exposure, especially during times meant for rest and rejuvenation, you support your emotional well-being and cognitive clarity. The challenge lies not only in physical separation, but also in overcoming the psychological pull of your device. Smartphones are crafted to exploit human psychology through likes, shares, and endless scrolling. Understanding this dynamic helps you build resistance and develop healthier habits. One practical approach is to curate the content and notifications on your phone, unsubscribe from unnecessary alerts, delete distracting apps, and organize your home screen to minimize temptations. These small changes reduce cognitive load and help maintain your focus on what matters most. Another strategy involves setting specific goals for your phone usage. Instead of mindless checking, decide in advance what you want to accomplish online and limit your time accordingly. This intentional use transforms your phone from a distraction into a tool that supports your objectives. Accountability plays a crucial role in sustaining these habits. Sharing your intention to protect your attention with trusted friends or mentors creates social reinforcement. Apps that track and limit screen time can also provide data and motivation to stay disciplined. Developing the habit of phone-free periods cultivates patience and presence, qualities often eroded in a culture of instant gratification. This practice allows you to savor moments, deepen your focus, and nurture your inner calm. Over time, you will find that your dependence on constant stimulation diminishes. It is also essential to recognize that protecting your attention is an ongoing process. As technology evolves, new distractions will emerge. Your commitment to guard your focus must adapt and strengthen accordingly. This dynamic vigilance is part of taking full responsibility for your mental landscape. In moments of inevitable phone use, such as communication or work tasks, practice mindfulness. Engage fully with the activity without allowing yourself to be pulled into unrelated digital noise. This disciplined engagement enhances efficiency and reduces mental fatigue. Protecting your attention is an expression of self-respect. It honors your capacity to create, learn, and connect. When you guard your focus, you are valuing yourself and your potential. This respect fuels confidence and resilience, making you less susceptible to external distractions. The benefits of this practice compound over time. Each phone-free hour is a deposit in your mental bank account, increasing your cognitive resources and emotional reserves. This accumulation supports sustained growth, deeper relationships, and enhanced creativity. Imagine the possibilities when you reclaim the hours lost to mindless scrolling. The extra time becomes space for reading, exercise, reflection, or pursuing passions. Your life expands not by adding hours, but by enriching the moments you already have. Many leaders and high achievers attribute their success to disciplined attention management. Their ability to focus intensely on priorities allows them to produce exceptional results, innovate, and lead effectively. This mastery of attention is a secret weapon in a world overflowing with distractions. As you embark on protecting your attention, begin with small, manageable steps. Gradually increase your phone-free periods and replace distraction with intentional activity. Celebrate your progress and learn from setbacks without judgment. Ultimately, keeping your phone away is not merely about limiting use. It is about reclaiming your mind's freedom. It is about choosing where your thoughts and energy flow. This freedom empowers you to live intentionally, create meaningfully, and achieve deeply. The journey to protect your attention is also a journey inward. It invites you to discover your true priorities, confront discomfort, and build strength in presence. This inner work enriches every aspect of your life, making your days fuller and your accomplishments more fulfilling. By consistently protecting your attention, you cultivate a life marked by clarity, purpose, and depth. You break free from the tyranny of distraction and step into your power as a focused, intentional creator of your reality. Remember, your attention is your life's most precious resource. Guard it fiercely. Keep your phone away during your sacred moments of growth and engagement. In doing so, you build a fortress of focus around your dreams and your future. Embrace this commitment, not as a restriction, but as liberation, the freedom to live fully, think deeply, and act decisively. The phone may be a powerful tool, but your attention is the master key to your success and fulfillment. Hold it with care, protect it daily, and watch as your life transforms.
Chapter 18. Beat the world to the start and feel your advantage. There is a unique power that comes from starting before the world wakes up. When you rise early, you step into a realm of possibility that few access. It is in these quiet hours that you seize an advantage so profound it can shape the course of your entire day, your entire life. To beat the world to the start is not merely about waking before others. It is about entering a mindset that cultivates focus, clarity, and purpose well ahead of the crowd. Imagine the stillness that surrounds you when the world is still stirring. There are no distractions demanding your attention, no competing voices, no urgent tasks screaming for immediate response. This is your time, an oasis for your mind and spirit to awaken without interruption. In this sacred solitude, your thoughts gain sharpness and your intentions take root with extraordinary strength. Getting ahead of the day before it begins is a statement of intent. It signals your refusal to be a passenger swept along by circumstances. Instead, you become the driver, charting your course with precision and control. This early start puts you miles ahead of those who succumb to the comfort of extra sleep or the lure of distractions that greet the usual morning hours. The advantages of this practice multiply with every day you commit. Each morning becomes an opportunity to build momentum, to shape your reality before the noise and chaos of the outside world can derail you. Your mornings become a fortress of productivity, where ideas are born, plans are crafted, and progress is made without interruption. There is a psychological edge in rising early that cannot be overstated. It cultivates a mindset of discipline and self-mastery. It proves to yourself that you can overcome inertia and choose action over ease. This victory, small as it may seem at first, sets the tone for your entire day, instilling confidence and resilience. When you consistently wake before others, you gain access to uninterrupted time that can be devoted to growth, learning, or preparation. This early period allows you to engage in activities that nurture your mind and body, such as exercise, meditation, or reading, which in turn enhance your performance and well-being. The world that you beat to the start is still enveloped in darkness, a metaphor for the unknown and unclaimed potential of the day ahead. By stepping out early, you become a pioneer in your own life, exploring possibilities before they become obvious to others. This proactive approach fosters creativity and innovation, giving you a vital edge in any endeavor. Starting early is also a profound act of respect toward your goals. It signals that your ambitions matter enough to sacrifice comfort and convenience.
This dedication separates those who dream from those who achieve. Success rarely visits those who wait for the perfect moment. It favors those who create the perfect moment by taking initiative. Beyond productivity, early rising nurtures a deep sense of peace. The world at dawn moves with a deliberate calmness that can soothe an anxious mind. This tranquility offers a chance to connect with your purpose, reflect on your path, and set clear, intentional goals for the day. Many who have achieved greatness in history attribute a significant portion of their success to this habit. Their mornings were not filled with distraction, but structured around meaningful practices that primed them for excellence. This discipline built an unshakable foundation from which they operated throughout the day. The early hours reveal a quiet wisdom, the ability to prepare rather than react. While others scramble to respond to the day's demands, you have already laid the groundwork for success. This preparedness reduces stress, enhances decision-making, and elevates your performance under pressure. To cultivate this advantage, begin with small, consistent steps. Adjust your bedtime gradually so that waking early feels natural rather than forced. Create a morning routine that excites and energizes you, blending activities that foster growth with moments of stillness. Consistency is crucial. The power of beating the world to the start lies not in a single morning, but in the relentless repetition of this practice. Over time, your body clock adjusts, your energy stabilizes, and your mental clarity sharpens. This transformation turns early rising into a source of sustainable strength. Embracing the early hours also requires intentionality about how you spend them. Idle time wasted on trivial distractions erodes the advantage you've gained. Instead, focus on high-impact tasks, personal development, or creative pursuits that move you closer to your vision. This habit can reshape your relationship with time itself. When you start early, you expand your day, gaining hours that others will never see. This expansion gives you the luxury to work with calm and deliberation, to take breaks without pressure, and to finish tasks without rushing. The social benefits are equally profound. Starting before the world awakens allows you to be more present and engaged in your relationships throughout the day. When you've already invested in your own growth and clarity, you bring more energy and focus to your interactions. An early start is a powerful antidote to procrastination. It forces you to act before distractions and excuses arise. This momentum carries forward, often propelling you through the most challenging parts of your day with greater ease and determination. There is also a spiritual dimension to rising before dawn. Many traditions recognize this time as sacred, a moment when the veil between intention and manifestation is thinnest. Engaging in meditation, prayer, or mindful reflection during these hours can deepen your connection to your inner self and your highest aspirations. The advantage you feel when beating the world to the start is not just a fleeting feeling, but a deep wellspring of confidence. It reminds you daily that you are the architect of your life, capable of shaping your destiny through deliberate choices and actions. To sustain this habit, prepare your environment the night before. Arrange your space to support your morning goals, minimize distractions, and create cues that prompt positive behaviors. These small preparations reduce friction and make early rising feel like a natural extension of your lifestyle. Accept that some days will be harder than others. Life's demands, fatigue, and unforeseen events can challenge your routine. When this happens, return to your commitment without judgment. Each day is a new opportunity to reclaim your edge and reaffirm your dedication. Over time, this habit cultivates resilience. You develop the capacity to push through discomfort and resistance, building mental toughness that serves you in every area of life. This strength is a competitive advantage that cannot be easily replicated or taken away. Your early mornings become a sanctuary for clarity, allowing you to prioritize what truly matters. This clarity filters into every decision, ensuring your actions align with your deepest values and long-term goals. As you consistently beat the world to the start, you'll notice an upward spiral of success and satisfaction. The energy and accomplishment you cultivate early in the day fuel motivation and joy, making each subsequent morning easier and more rewarding. This habit transforms your identity. You begin to see yourself as a person who takes initiative, embraces discipline, and honors their potential. This self-image propels you forward, attracting opportunities and relationships aligned with your vision. Imagine waking each day knowing you have already claimed your advantage, that you have begun before the noise and distractions have even stirred. This mindset becomes a source of empowerment, resilience, and unshakable confidence. In a world where distractions abound and instant gratification tempts at every turn, beating the world to the start is a radical act of self-respect. It is a declaration that your dreams are worth the effort, that your time is sacred, and that you will not settle for mediocrity. This advantage belongs to those willing to sacrifice momentary comfort for lasting gain. It is a quiet revolution, one that unfolds in the stillness of early morning hours, but reverberates through every aspect of your life. By choosing to rise before the world, you align yourself with the rhythms of success and growth. You unlock the hidden power of uninterrupted focus, the peace of intentional living, and the thrill of being steps ahead in your journey. This commitment is a gift you give yourself every single day, a gift that keeps giving back in dividends of progress, peace, and purpose. It is the foundation upon which extraordinary lives are built. Seize this gift, embrace the early hour as your ally. In doing so, you step beyond the ordinary, claiming your rightful place among those who shape their destiny, rather than wait for it to happen. Your advantage awaits in the quiet dawn. Beat the world to the start, and watch how your life transforms with the momentum and clarity only early rising can bring.
Chapter 19. Reflect on your purpose and realign with your vision. There is a profound strength that comes from pausing amidst the rush of life to deeply reflect on why you do what you do. Reflection is not a passive act, it is an intentional, powerful process that reconnects you with your core purpose. When you realign with your vision, you reset your internal compass, ensuring every step forward is not just movement but meaningful progress. Purpose is the fuel that ignites your journey. Without it, your actions become scattered, your energy dissipates, and your motivation fades. Yet when you take time to reflect, to peer beyond the immediate distractions and challenges, you uncover the reason your dreams matter. This discovery empowers you to push through difficulty and stay committed when the path grows steep. Reflection reveals the heart of your vision, the clear image of who you want to become, and the legacy you wish to leave. It grounds you in something larger than momentary struggles, inviting you to view setbacks not as failures but as lessons. This perspective renews hope and fuels resilience. As life pulls you in many directions, it's easy to lose sight of your original intentions. Without regular reflection, you risk drifting, following routines that no longer serve you, or pursuing goals that aren't truly yours. Stopping to realign keeps you anchored to your authentic self, preventing the slow erosion of purpose that often accompanies busyness. This process requires courage. It means facing uncomfortable truths about where you have strayed or where complacency has crept in, but it also offers clarity, showing you what adjustments are necessary to return to your true path. This clarity eliminates confusion and self-doubt, allowing your next moves to be made with confidence. Reflection invites a dialogue within yourself, a moment of stillness where you listen rather than react. It's in these quiet spaces that insights arise, creative solutions present themselves, and your vision sharpens. The noise of daily demands fades, and you reconnect with the deepest intentions that guide your life. Realigning with your vision also means setting boundaries. It involves discerning which activities, relationships, and commitments align with your goals, and which drain your energy without adding value. This discernment protects your focus and preserves your enthusiasm. When you consistently engage in this reflective practice, your actions become more deliberate. Each decision is filtered through the lens of your purpose, ensuring you invest your time and effort wisely. This focus accelerates your progress and makes your journey more fulfilling. Reflection is not a one-time event, but a habit.
By building it into your daily or weekly routine, you create a rhythm of renewal that sustains you over the long haul. This rhythm guards against burnout and keeps your passion alive, no matter how long the road. Your vision is a living, evolving force. As you grow and learn, it may shift and expand. Reflection allows you to embrace this evolution without losing your way. You learn to adapt your goals and strategies in response to new insights, always moving forward with intention. This practice deepens your self-awareness. You begin to understand your strengths and weaknesses more clearly, recognize the patterns that help or hinder you, and cultivate greater emotional intelligence. This self-knowledge is a powerful tool for growth and leadership. Realignment also enhances your relationships. When you live from a place of purpose, your interactions carry more authenticity and depth. Others are drawn to your clarity and conviction, and you build connections that support your journey rather than distract from it. Reflection sharpens your gratitude as well. By pausing to acknowledge your progress and the resources at your disposal, you cultivate a mindset of abundance. Gratitude fuels optimism, reduces stress, and opens you to new opportunities. In moments of doubt or frustration, returning to your vision provides a beacon of hope. It reminds you why the hard work is worth it, why setbacks are temporary, and why your dreams hold real significance. This hope strengthens your resolve and renews your energy. Reflection is also an act of humility. It acknowledges that growth is a continual process, that there is always room to improve and learn. This humility keeps you open to feedback and new perspectives, enriching your journey. The power of purpose lies in its ability to transform obstacles into stepping stones. When you are clear about why you are on your path, challenges become opportunities for growth rather than reasons to quit. This mindset cultivates perseverance. Realigning with your vision often uncovers hidden opportunities. When your mind is clear and focused, you notice possibilities that were previously invisible. These discoveries can open new doors and accelerate your progress in unexpected ways. This clarity also helps you manage your energy effectively. Purpose-driven reflection reveals where to concentrate your efforts and when to rest. It teaches you that rest is not a luxury, but a necessary part of sustainable success. By embedding reflection in your routine, you build a personal compass that guides you through uncertainty. This internal guidance system reduces anxiety and decision fatigue, freeing you to act decisively and creatively. Purpose fuels passion, but passion alone is not enough. Reflection bridges the gap between passion and consistent action. It ensures your enthusiasm is directed toward meaningful outcomes, preventing burnout and frustration. Realigning with your vision fosters a sense of empowerment. It shifts you from feeling like a victim of circumstance to being an active creator of your life. This empowerment nurtures confidence and attracts resources that support your goals. Reflection also sharpens your priorities. It helps you distinguish urgent tasks from important ones, enabling you to focus on what truly matters. This focus increases your productivity and deepens your satisfaction. Incorporating this habit transforms your relationship with time. You begin to see each day as an opportunity to advance your vision rather than a series of random tasks. This perspective makes your daily routine more purposeful and rewarding. Your vision acts as a magnet, drawing experiences, people, and opportunities that align with your highest aspirations. Regular reflection keeps your magnet strong and focused, ensuring you attract what you truly need. Reflection builds resilience by reminding you of your successes and strengths. It equips you with the emotional resources to face setbacks and persist. This resilience is a cornerstone of long-term achievement. Realigning encourages creativity. When you clear mental clutter and reconnect with your purpose, your mind opens to innovative ideas and solutions. This creativity propels you beyond obstacles and into new realms of possibility. This habit nurtures patience. Understanding that growth is a journey with ups and downs helps you maintain steady progress without becoming discouraged by temporary setbacks. Reflection deepens your connection to your values. When your actions align with your deepest beliefs, you experience greater fulfillment and integrity. This alignment builds trust within yourself and with others. Realigning your vision helps you maintain balance. It reminds you to nurture all areas of your life: health, relationships, work, and personal growth, ensuring sustainable success and happiness. Purpose-driven reflection fosters leadership qualities. It teaches you to inspire yourself and others by living with intention and clarity. This leadership attracts support and collaboration that amplify your impact. The clarity gained through reflection increases your confidence. When you know who you are and what you stand for, you navigate challenges with assurance and calm. Realignment also helps you manage stress. By focusing on what truly matters, you let go of unnecessary worries and distractions. This mental clarity enhances your well-being and effectiveness. Reflection deepens your gratitude for the journey itself. Recognizing progress, even small wins, fuels motivation and joy. This appreciation sustains you through difficult times. Purpose acts as a lighthouse, guiding you safely through storms. Regular reflection keeps your vision shining bright, ensuring you never lose sight of your destination. Realigning connects you to a community of like-minded individuals. Sharing your purpose fosters support, inspiration, and accountability that enrich your path. This habit cultivates wisdom. By learning from past experiences and applying insights, you make smarter decisions and avoid repeating mistakes. Reflection builds self-discipline. Committing to regular check-ins with yourself strengthens your ability to follow through on intentions and commitments. Realignment creates a foundation for lasting happiness. When your life is aligned with your purpose, you experience a deep sense of meaning and satisfaction that transcends fleeting pleasures. This process teaches humility and grace. You learn to forgive yourself for missteps and celebrate growth, fostering a healthy and compassionate self-relationship. Reflection sharpens your vision, making it more vivid and compelling. This clarity energizes your efforts and inspires persistence. Realigning with your vision anchors you in hope. It reminds you that despite challenges, your dreams are achievable and worth pursuing. The habit of reflection turns you into an active architect of your life, not a passive passenger. You design your future with intention, resilience, and passion. This commitment deepens your connection to what truly matters. It helps you live authentically, create impact, and leave a meaningful legacy. Purpose-driven reflection is the compass, the fuel, and the anchor for your journey. It guides every step, empowers every choice, and illuminates the path to your highest potential.
Chapter 20. Push yourself early and set the tone for greatness. There is a magic in the early moments of your day, a unique opportunity to shape your mindset, set your intentions, and ignite a momentum that carries you toward excellence. The way you begin your day isn't just a habit, it's the foundation for the kind of life you want to lead. To push yourself early is to take ownership of your potential and to declare, without hesitation, that greatness is not a distant dream, but a choice made every morning. When you rise with determination and choose to push your limits at the start, you create a powerful psychological effect. You send a message to yourself that you are in control, that you have the discipline to do what others might postpone or avoid. This early push builds confidence because you've already overcome resistance before most people have even begun to stir. It becomes a pattern, a muscle you strengthen with every morning, making resilience automatic. Starting strong isn't just about physical action, it's about the mental tone you set. When you push yourself to rise and engage fully, your brain begins to release chemicals that promote alertness, motivation, and focus. These neurochemical shifts are crucial because they determine how well you perform throughout the day. By taking control of your morning, you steer your energy toward productivity rather than allowing distraction or lethargy to dictate your pace. The earliest moments of the day are your blank slate. You can choose to stay in comfort and complacency, or you can embrace challenge and growth. Choosing the latter requires courage, because growth rarely happens inside a comfort zone. Yet that courage, pushing yourself when the body and mind beg for rest, becomes the cornerstone of all achievement. It's in those small acts of willpower that greatness begins to take shape. Pushing yourself early trains your mind to face discomfort head-on. You become accustomed to the idea that achievement requires effort, sometimes even struggle. This conditioning makes you tougher and more adaptable because you know you have already succeeded in moments when giving up felt easiest. It's a habit that trickles down into every other area of your life, shaping how you respond to adversity. When you initiate your day with challenge, you break the cycle of procrastination. There is a distinct difference between starting your day by pushing through your toughest task or decision versus delaying it until later when fatigue and distractions mount. The early win fuels momentum, making subsequent tasks feel easier and more manageable. You experience a chain reaction of productivity that can carry you far beyond what you imagined possible. This early push is not about reckless speed or burning out. It's about deliberate action with purpose. It requires knowing your limits, but choosing to expand them incrementally. It's about challenging yourself just enough to grow stronger without overwhelming your system. This balance fosters sustainable greatness, where your energy remains high and your commitment unwavering. Establishing this pattern rewires your brain for success. Neural pathways associated with discipline, focus, and resilience become stronger, creating a default mode of excellence. Over time, pushing yourself early becomes less of a battle and more of a natural rhythm. You no longer wait for motivation, you create it through intentional effort. Greatness is a habit, not a coincidence. The tone you set each morning echoes through your day, influencing your decisions, your interactions, and your outcomes. When you start with high standards and determined effort, you carry that energy forward, attracting opportunities and people who resonate with your level of commitment. This proactive approach also cultivates a mindset of ownership. You stop blaming external circumstances or waiting for the perfect moment. You recognize that your success is your responsibility and that every morning offers a fresh chance to shape your destiny. This mindset creates empowerment and reduces feelings of helplessness or victimhood. Pushing yourself early is also a declaration of self-respect. It communicates to yourself that your goals, dreams, and time are valuable. You honor your potential by investing effort when it matters most, before distractions and obligations dilute your focus. This respect nurtures a positive self-image, reinforcing your belief that you deserve success. This practice sharpens your focus. By engaging fully in the first hour, you train your mind to zero in on priorities, cutting through noise and indecision. Clarity emerges as you start with purpose, making it easier to navigate complex tasks and avoid the trap of multitasking or scatterbrained efforts. The ripple effects extend into your emotional well-being. Early achievement boosts mood and reduces stress by replacing uncertainty and hesitation with accomplishment. You cultivate a sense of control that supports mental health and resilience against life's inevitable pressures. Consistency is key. The transformative power of pushing yourself early is realized through repetition. Each morning builds upon the last, creating a momentum that compounds. The discipline you develop becomes a reservoir you draw from in moments of challenge, ensuring you remain steady even under pressure. The early push also enhances creativity. When you begin your day actively, your mind is alert and open, more receptive to new ideas and solutions. This state promotes innovation, allowing you to approach problems with fresh perspectives and confidence. This habit improves time management. You discover the value of prioritizing what matters most and how early progress sets a productive tone that discourages wasted hours. Time becomes an ally instead of an enemy, empowering you to accomplish more with less stress. Moreover, pushing yourself early establishes a framework for continuous improvement. It invites you to set small, achievable goals each morning, then reflect on your progress. This cycle of action and assessment fuels growth, allowing you to calibrate your efforts and raise your standards progressively. The discipline forged in these early hours shapes your character. You develop patience, persistence, and humility, recognizing that greatness is built day by day, not overnight. This perspective nurtures long-term success and guards against burnout or discouragement. Your relationships benefit too. When you bring energy and purpose into your day, your interactions become more meaningful.
Others notice your vitality and commitment, which can inspire and motivate those around you. You become a leader in your circles, setting an example through your actions. Pushing yourself early challenges limiting beliefs. It dismantles the excuses and fears that hold you back, replacing them with evidence of your strength and capability. This transformation of mindset unlocks new possibilities and expands your horizons. The practice builds endurance, both mental and physical. It conditions you to sustain effort, even when motivation wanes, ensuring progress regardless of mood or circumstance. This endurance is critical for navigating the ups and downs of any worthwhile pursuit. You learn to celebrate small victories. Each morning that you push beyond your comfort, you affirm your growth. These celebrations cultivate gratitude and joy, essential ingredients for sustained motivation and happiness. The habit instills a sense of urgency without panic. You learn to act decisively, recognizing that the window of opportunity each day is precious. This urgency fuels focus and efficiency, while preventing overwhelm or burnout. Pushing yourself early enhances self-awareness. You become attuned to your energy patterns, strengths, and weaknesses. This knowledge allows you to tailor your efforts for maximum impact, optimizing your daily routine and outcomes. It creates a feedback loop of success. Early effort leads to accomplishments, which boost confidence, which in turn encourages more effort. This virtuous cycle propels you forward with increasing ease and enthusiasm. The habit also fosters adaptability. When you commit to pushing yourself early, you become skilled at managing unexpected challenges and shifting priorities. This flexibility is a hallmark of effective leadership and high performance. You cultivate mindfulness through intentional morning action. By starting with focus and purpose, you reduce mindless activity and distractions. This mindfulness enhances your ability to stay present and engaged throughout the day. Pushing yourself early builds a foundation of trust. Trust in your ability to act, to persevere, and to succeed. This self-trust empowers you to take bold risks and pursue ambitious goals without hesitation. The energy generated spills over into all areas of your life. You find that your relationships, health, and personal growth benefit from the discipline and momentum you establish each morning. You become more balanced, effective, and fulfilled. This practice is an act of self-love. By prioritizing your growth and potential first thing, you nurture your highest self. You affirm that your dreams matter, and that you are worthy of the effort required to realize them. Pushing yourself early also sharpens your decision-making skills. With a clear mind and high energy, you can evaluate options more effectively and choose paths aligned with your goals and values. The habit encourages gratitude for the gift of a new day. It awakens a deep appreciation for time and opportunity, fostering a mindset of abundance and optimism that propels you forward. It helps overcome inertia, the natural resistance to change or effort. By breaking through inertia first thing, you set a precedent that energizes the rest of your day and future days. You build a legacy of excellence. The small acts of discipline and commitment accumulate, shaping your character and defining your contributions to the world. Ultimately, pushing yourself early is about claiming your life. It's the daily assertion that you are a person of action, intention, and purpose. This assertion transforms not only your day but your destiny, aligning your life with the greatness you are capable of achieving.